Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the FSL Open for day number 2, and you're joining me, Illustrato, and alongside me, KeyCast. We have an amazing thing here today, the best of 3 series as we get closer and closer to the grand finals. $5,000 is up for grabs here, and not only that, we get closer as well to FSL Elite. So let's talk about that a little bit, KeyCast. How are you feeling today, man?
I'm really stoked for today's games. Yesterday we had like a great showing with two teams. We had an overtime match for the first game. We had a triple overtime for the last game and the best of 3. And I think that was just the beginning, right? That was the tip of the iceberg that is the FSL. And plus, we have so many other teams here that have placed even better than the teams that we've seen yesterday. So we haven't even seen the best of FSL so far, and it's just gonna get better moving forward.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to that elite, like we mentioned. And, I believe that this circuit, this whole thing, it's just, I'm happy to see it. It just goes to show that the more support that you give the community, the better the players become. It just becomes a more robust, better atmosphere and a better time for everybody involved. And the level of competition starting to skyrocket here in SEA. And as you can see on your screens right now, ladies and gents, this is our roadmap. So we're starting with the opens. We go to overtime eventually, and then we'll end up with a wild cards right before elite. So we've got a whole year of all this fun, all the way up to October. So if you want to support all of your favorite female players, please tune in for the rest of this, because damn sure I will be supporting my favorite players here as we get later and later into the tournament. I mean, if yesterday was any indicator of how the rest of this next few months is going to go, then it's going to be an amazing time.
Yeah, it's definitely such an exciting few tournaments so far. This is the Open 4, and there will be 2 more Opens after this one. So Open 5 and 6 before we go to overtime in the wildcard stages, like you mentioned. Also, now part of Valorant Game Changers Southeast Asia. Let's not forget that it is now part of the overall Valorant circuit with a larger prize pool as well, 5,000 USD for each Open. And 5,000 USD for the wildcard as well. And like you said, building up to FSL Elite, we're going to see teams duke it out, really try to get as much circuit points as they can to make sure that they qualify. Top 3 teams from the Open will qualify, 3 teams from overtime, and 2 teams from the wild card as well. So this is the current standings. Alter Ego Celeste, the champions of Open 1 to 3, like undisputed. They won every single one thus far. They might just take it all again this time around. But like we're starting to see other teams rise up as well. Yesterday we watched Galaxy Razor, and look, they actually went up the rankings. Were 9th in the previous Open, and with the circuit points that they got, they're actually all the way up to 2nd place now.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Celeste has been here for quite a while. We know their name; they're a household name here in SEA and the female scene. They're staple. But a lot of teams are emerging, just like what we pointed out. Galaxy Racer, they're new to the scene as well. Not the players individually, but as a team, they have come together, and as well as the new team that coming up here, the new squad, Oasis Gaming. They just recently formed this roster as well, with a few more changes to them, and then they're hoping as well to make an impact in the local scene. So, because of this, because of FSL, you get a lot more of these girls teams being formed, and then because of that, it just turns into this situation where we get so many more new players emerging, and the level of competition just keeps getting better and better.
It indeed does get better, and we are going to the map pick very soon. So I'm really excited to see it. Remember, Breeze is open this time around. I think this is a map that I actually want to see, but of course, I think a lot of teams are going to be banning Breeze. So we actually see the 3 map picks right now. So first map selected by the Impaler, Haven. I think one of their best maps, their favorite thus far that I've seen. Every time we see the Impaler, they're always playing Haven. This is definitely their pick. Oasis Gaming pick Icebox, so I think that's rare in FSL. Seeing Icebox, the bigger maps, so I'm excited to see that. And the third map is going to be Ascent. So, all 3 maps are the long maps. I feel like yesterday we saw Bind, and Bind and Icebox and Breeze were both banned, and now this time around we have Icebox and Ascent. How are you feeling about that?
I'm liking the fact that we see Icebox here today, and I think this just goes to show that when you pick Icebox for any team, this applies that you have to be a little bit more structured. You have to be a little bit more comfortable playing the slow and steady defaults, playing smart with information gain. I know sometimes people, and when especially when Icebox was just released, it was more of like it was more like a hit simulator, an execute simulator. But nowadays, the way that Icebox is being played starts to evolve. Now you have these, very deliberate, very patient attacks, and I think that if you're going to be going and picking Icebox as your favored side, then you have to be ready with not just a good defense for it, but as well as a very powerful offense. So if this is any sign of how Oasis is going to play, then we can expect them to play very intelligent Valorant here today. Having said that, of course, it's going to be very different from what we see on paper. So here's the hoping, at least.
Yeah, and Icebox, the Viper pick is going to be very important here. Now we're going to go into the teams, actually. So Oasis Gaming Aqua, represented by 3 Filipinos and 3 Thai players. Stan, Baby TZ, Lax, Muffin, and Zini. And on the side of the Impaler, which is closer to home, 5 Singaporeans and 1 Malaysian for their team. I think they've been rising in the ranks. They did change one player out, so Donut is not with them anymore, which who we've seen as their start player in the past few opens. But they have Envious, Kfredite, Rue, Mochi, and Chloe. Rue herself is, I believe, very close to Donut. Even if I think she can fill in Donut's shoes, and she's been a great entry fragger and a duelist for the Impaler. So I'm really excited to see what they can bring to the table today.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. You have a team that is a little bit more established, that has been around for quite a bit longer, and then a new team going up against them. So this is really going to be the test of how well, Oasis Gaming can handle themselves. They can really show their mettle here. And I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table, because we have been surprised yesterday, but by what Galaxy Racer can bring against Asteria. Will we expect the same thing today? Can we see a little bit more of those surprising developments as we get closer and closer to that grand final? And I think the answer is going to be yes, man. Do you have any sort of maybe predictions or expectations about this first series here today, Key?
I think Impaler have been having a strong showing the past few opens, even with the change in the player. I'm gonna say it's 2-0 for Impaler.
Wow, 2-0. That, I wouldn't go against you on this one, but I feel like Oasis might be able to sneak one away, especially in Icebox. I just not so sure that they'll be ready for it, because if you're going to be bold enough to pick Icebox, they might have something up their sleeve. So I might say 2-1 here, and yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right. We'll see whether they can actually hold up on Icebox. I do remember Impaler having some sick Icebox defenses, especially they're very comfortable with the Viper there. So I'm not sure if Oasis Gaming are ready for that. We've seen that in the pro meta, where the Viper is the essential controller for Icebox because of that wall that can span both one side plus mid as well. So we'll see if patch 3.0 has brought about any changes to that, or any of the agent selections that these teams might bring, because we've seen some adjustments yesterday with Phoenix for the side of Asteria for all maps. Let's see if Phoenix is going to be another high priority pick for these two teams. So we're going to agent select right now. So again, Oasis Gaming Aqua versus the Impaler. Really exciting matchup. And this is our semi-finals in the winners bracket, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. I'm curious to see. It says Haven, so we're going to Haven first, like we said earlier, and like you mentioned, I want to see whether they're going to go for that Viper later on. Maybe they'll go for the double controller. That has been something that teams have been playing around with. But before we talk about Icebox, let's go ahead and start to break down Haven. As we can see, a little bit more of a standard composition right here for Oasis. Nothing really too out of the box, nothing too crazy. On the other side here for Impaler, they've got also pretty much a standard composition here. So I think it's going to be a game of who can really play the better game, who can play their own game and make sure they don't get run over by the opponent. Because as we know, Haven, if you start on the attacker side, it's a pretty good advantage here. I'm looking forward to seeing what both of these teams can do about it.
Yeah, the attack side, and we see the Raze plus Reyna combo for the Impaler. I think that's also interesting. Jet, we haven't really seen that much yesterday, but Oasis are still going to stick with it. Muffin, really lethal on that Jet as well. So this is going to be interesting for me. Both sides also picking the Omen instead of the Astra. This is likely maybe the 3.0 nerfs. I thought, in general, controllers seem to have hit hard with the 3.0 patch.
Yeah, let's see how they change things up with the 2.0 patch. Very excited here, but we go into the game. First round, first series of the day. It's Oasis Gaming Aqua versus none other than the Impaler. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Been waiting for this one for quite a while now. The new team coming up, emerging up against more established, more veteran rosters here. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. So as we can see right now, gearing towards that A site is where Impaler is going to be, looking like a quick, fast hit as they don't even hesitate, just committing all of their bodies towards that A site.
Yeah, Rue and Envious leading the charge with the duelist. Rue already in short, and Stan is going to be going back to heaven and just going to get some information. Oasis gets the first frag, but they quickly trade. And Muffin gets a frag as well, dashes out to safety, and the Impaler, they do have the sight. They can't get the spike down yet. And it's a 3v4 for them, so they are down 1. And Chloe is going to plant that spike. Muffin is already in the site, though. Not sure if they're going to be ready for this. Aphrodite is there to shoot with Chloe as well. Takes Muffin down. Stan is getting really low on Heaven as well. Anko is on the site. The spike still has not been planted. And Anko is just going to walk around here. The Impaler are getting frags left and right, and it's now down to a 1v1. Anko trying to clutch here. Overheals a bit, but gets tagged, so she can't heal that much. 54 HP on the Reyna here. Still no spike down, and she's gonna get the kill. Anko finishes him off, and the Impaler just can't get a spike down there.
Yeah, no chance right there. Impaler take a loss on that round. Good opportunity that they make it expensive. 4 kills in that round, but unable to really seal the deal. Oasis, they hold strong on that defensive hold. Very, very patient, very deliberate, and you know, they could have gone for the spike plant, but unfortunately Oasis Gaming too quick on the trigger, too fast on it, and showing a lot of responsiveness, just denying any kind of presence, any kind of attack towards that A site. And they were ready for that A hit, and as quickly as they came, as quickly as they left the server. Now it's going to be a little bit more of a slow, impatient build up here. They're going to try and see if they can get anything done in garage. It's stand in their way.
Yeah, standing in their way. Indeed, go high B tries to go for a few shots here, gets damage down. These Spectres just a bit too much for the pistols right now, and they don't have the element of surprise. The Impaler with the classics here. Lax is going to take down Envious. Shrouded step away to safety, and the Impaler gonna be difficult for them to get planted to any side here. Anko is gonna get the kill, goes for the overheal. It's tagged a little bit though, so 47 HP left on Anko. Muffin is going to take Rue down as well with that Sheriff. And Oasis still dominant here, 5v2. No guns on the Impaler side, just Frenzy on Aphrodite. I'm not sure what they can do here. They probably are just going to try to get a few kills, possibly. The spike, I don't foresee it going down anytime soon. Unless they can overwhelm this Killjoy, right? Like, no way.
I don't see it happening either, but they're going to try and maybe get the plant. I mean, if they can get the plant, that's going to be a big deal here. But the noise that they have made, given up a lot of information here. Baby TZ is able to line up one, knows where the last one is, and planting that spike, it's looking like an impossibility. And exactly that is what's going to happen. 2-0. Very clean anti-eco round here from Oasis Gaming Aqua. And exactly what they need here. Now that the meta has changed and the economy game is a little bit different, clean anti-econ rounds are more important than ever. Because, the money doesn't come as easy as it used to. And with the abilities being more expensive, you definitely need to keep those rounds clean. So this is a very big pickup for Oasis Gaming Aqua.
I'd just like to bring up Kohaibi as well. She's a new player on Impaler. She was part of a different team for FSL prior to this one. She's been in the FPS scene for a very long time, so she's an experienced player. Definitely a great replacement for Dodona, and she is playing the Sentinel for the Impaler. There's going to be the rifle round for the Impaler though, so this is a must-win round for them if they really want to reset Oasis Gaming's economy. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult half for them. They are on the attacking side, too. So that's supposed to be the advantageous side for Haven.
Yeah. And attacking right now. This round going to be crucial. It's the bonus here for Oasis Gaming Aqua. And like I said, they kept everyone alive in the previous round. So even if they do lose everybody, it's absolutely all right here. Now the play to go towards C here for Impaler, see what they can do about it. And just trying to get onto that site slowly but surely. Looking like a contact play is going to be the name of the game here. Going to be a quick entry onto site, and the refrag it is one by one. They get traded out though as Gohaibi. Pretty good refrag right there. Misses the opportunity to slip through the smoke and pick up another one here. Lax though could go for that pickoff as well, but that smoke is being guarded like a hawk here. It's Aphrodite will manage to doesn't actually get the shot off. Timing.
Dangerous. Yeah. That was really dangerous, and Kohibi is actually in backside. Not sure if they'll see her gun barrel there. Baby TZ is there. They'll hear the shot. She gets Kohibi still. Baby TZ is here with the Spectre. Has to fight too. And the Impaler get around in the board. This is the rifle round. It was expensive though. They still lost 3 members. But I'm feeling good. They won their round. I think they're going to do pretty okay here. For side of Oasis Gaming Aqua, they also have the economy to actually go for a buy this time.
Yeah,
they have a few rifles. Yeah,
they do. 5 rifles across the board here. So that again, that was a round that Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're happy to lose that round. And the others on the other side here in Baylor, they needed to win it. So Oasis Gaming Aqua, as long as they made it expensive, they took a few kills. Sure, they were able to do that. So I think it was a win for both squads here. Now going into the first true gun round. See what Oasis Gaming can do here. And Impaler, they've been shown to gear towards that C site, explore a little bit towards garage here, make sure nobody's really pushing them is the name of the game at the moment here. And from what I can see, Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're happy to play passive. They're happy to just stay back in the site and hold the angles, make sure nobody gets a little bit too crazy and doesn't lose, and nobody loses anyone too early.
And they're playing that default. They're really making sure that no one's pushing around. So far, Oasis haven't really pushed out yet. And I think that the past few rounds have been just defaults. Although I really feel I will see a bit more of a change in that later on. But right now, it's a default for the Impaler. Just looking for frags, trying to feel things around. But as you mentioned, C site has been their favorite. And they are trying to go for a feel on who's in C. They are going to go for the execute. Smokes coming out. Already trying to go in. They take down the Reyna on the side, and Muffin gets hit by the paranoia, forced to fall back. Now C-side has been taken control by Impaler. They're gonna go plant the spike as well. Stan is just gonna throw some darts in. They do get some damage done. Who is getting pretty low. No Sage to heal, and only the Reyna can actually heal herself here. They're gonna try to go for the retake now. 3 members from the defender spawn all coming in. There's a Lear. They take down the Reyna. Spike is planted for long though. They don't spot Chloe, who takes 2 down. Sneaky Omen plays there. Down 2 players, 2 versus 3. The Impaler do have the lineup. They know where the spike is. They're gonna spray through the smoke, and there's nothing that Oasis Gaming Aqua can do. The Impaler take round number 4.
What a round right there from Impaler. Very clean post-plant right there. Even though they got smoked off, they know exactly where to shoot, where to find those targets, land those headshots, and still prevail in the end. They also had the Sova. And when you have that Sova on the post-plant at C long, it's very, very difficult because they can throw out those recon darts to know where you are. The shock dart. Just such a dangerous threat. One of the agents that you want alive at the very end of the round, having that Sova was a very, very big deal here. And just showing how much of a problem it can be, and it forces Oasis Gaming Aqua to go into an eco round here. They're only on Buckies, they're only on Sheriff, they're having to play close angles right here. Now Muffin might be able to get one, actually does, tries to adjust, doesn't bring out the blades, finally does here, getting up close and personal, but jiggle peeking won't be enough to save her hide as Kohibi actually takes her down, and that's one after the other as another kill comes down for Impaler. A site more or less secured at this point as the smokes now are dropping towards the side. Now Anko trying to get a little bit clever here, and the timing actually works her way with a buck. He's able to get through the smoke and find one, but traded out almost immediately right here. Up in heaven, Stan's able to land the tag, but not the frag. Is 3-2 now is the score line. Impaler get a clean eco round, 3-5, still alive.
Yeah, and after losing that pistol round in the second round, they finally have gotten their map picks. Their picks rather, and they're using the rifles to their advantage. You can see why they're confident choosing Haven. You can see why this was their favorite map. And you know, opening with Haven is starting to feel good for them. They strung 3 rounds in a row. They have the rivals again. They reset Oasis economy, and now they have a full buy again. If the Impaler can get this round, it's just gonna be, they're just gonna start snowballing here. I feel the Impaler are feeling good about themselves right now. Oh, but as I say that, Muffin gets the first shot with an operator through the wall there, takes down Rue, and the Impaler are now on the back foot with that quick frag. Great aggressive play from Oasis Gaming Aqua there with that operator, making it really worth it right now. It looks like for the Impaler, it's going to be still a slow default for them. They lost 1 member right now. They're going to try to look for picks. You can see that Oasis Gaming actually have been stacking C site now because they know the Impaler have the tendency to gravitate towards that C side. And there's a Killjoy bots and traps as well on the A side to at least delay some time. Alright, Anko takes a kill onto Kohaibi as well. The Impaler are down 2 members right now. And it's starting to look dangerous for them. Alright, Impaler. Still trying to look for picks left and right here. They can't seem to find anything. Oasis Gaming are playing a very, very disciplined defense here. Not letting go of any site right now. And it still looks like the Impaler want to try for A. It's going to be a difficult take with the Killjoy traps there, but there's the recon dart coming. They see that no one's on site. They're going to try to push for this. There's Leers coming out. Anko is slowly creeping up to the site though with her own Leer. Throws out the Leer. Gets 1 kill. Uses the dismiss quickly. Tries to get a second one, but Chloe trades. Baby TZ, however, is going to clean things up. And Oasis Gaming Aqua tied the game 3-3.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tie scoreline right here for the guys and for the girls rather. They managed to bring it back just when they need to. Like we said, that eco round, that gun round is exactly what they needed to get back into this. Now Muffin is picking up the op. Let's see what she can actually go ahead and do with it. And on Haven, this is a map where defensive sides really need to go for those aggressive peaks, those aggressive, those early advantages and really claim map control early on. And so that's what I'm expecting Muffin to do here. And starting with control towards mid actually is the name of the game instead. Little bit surprising because personally, when you bring out the op for the first time, you'd really want to go ahead and play an aggressive angle. But instead, you're going to play a little bit more passive and give up A side, play a retake on it instead. Which is a little bit dangerous considering that they do have an operator, but they do have that ultimate on Killjoy. So Baby TZ actually is going to wait, give up A site, and just wait for the right time to use that lockdown.
Yeah, the Impaler have the Hunter's Fury though, so I think they're ready for this. They will be happy with this, but Muffin gets the first kill with that operator right away, and the Impaler are going to be discarded for pushing this, but they do put out the smoke, so Muffin can't get those clear shots. She almost gets one through the smoke as well with that pre-fire. And the Impaler are going to go for the site right now. And the shock darts are coming out though, so they're going to want to avoid that. It's going to buy them a little bit of time. The Defender Killjoy ultimate has been used as well, so there's lockdown coming out. Hunter's Fury is going to be used as well to try and take down the Killjoy lockdown. She puts down the Hunter's Fury, try to shoot, trades 1-for-1, and it's all down to Chloe, who takes one. It's now down to 1v1, and Chloe is going to clutch the round. 4-3 now for the Impaler. Great clutch by Chloe there.
Yeah, managing to stay alive and not just that, get the clutch as well. Even though she was in a little bit of a difficult position here, was able to isolate the fights that she needed and buy time for her team and eventually seal the deal on that round. Now, I do have to give props as well to Aphrodite, was able to get that kill onto the, the destruction onto the ultimate of Killjoy. That really put a lid on the round here because they were hoping, they were really praying for that lockdown to be effective. They were relying on the fact that they could retake A with it, but instead it was just, thrown to the wayside right there. So now the Oasis Gaming side, they have to change up their defense. They have to change up what they're going to do because they have been reset again. And Envious is actually sitting on an op. I feel like Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're playing a little bit too defensive because like I said earlier, when you're playing defense on Haven, you have to fight for map control. This isn't a map where it's given to you on the defensive side because not only are you spread so thin, the offensive side, the attacking side, they can easily just pick a side and run into it, much like they're doing now towards C Long.
Yeah, they have to take a few risks with the flanks, but we haven't seen a flank from Oasis Gaming Aqua yet, but it seems to be working for them as Anko gets the first kill onto Rue. They're going to go for that defense still. Muffin is going to get one, gets two, dashes away, but Kohaibi is there to make the trade. The Impaler still have 2 members of it to a 2v2. Hunter's Sphere doesn't really connect here. There's a turret going down as well. They're going to try to go for the spike plant right now. Two on the defender side. Kohaibi is going to get one. Runs to safety. That's only a sheriff there. And Kohaibi is going to go get the ace here.
Yeah, well, wow. What a way to come back into this. Kohaibi just absolutely popping off. One of the players that has been a dominant force here in the scene. We've known her. She's very capable of doing this. And not only is she doing it when her team needs her to do it, but she's doing it in the most crucial of rounds here. Impaler, they're putting up a really strong fight. I mean, the scoreline is still pretty close, sure, but on the attacking side, you want to make sure you have that buffer going into the defensive side. And Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're forced again onto the lesser buy. Time and time again, they cannot string these rounds together. Now, I like what they're doing. They're taking a gamble towards a stack of two players up close like this, and exactly like you said, the double bucket could prove lethal. Will they expect another one? The shotgun comes close, but it doesn't get more than one. And it's a beautiful first frag, but unfortunately was unable to find a second here. The spike will go down without the shadow of a doubt here, as Oasis Gaming will have to go for a retake on a lesser buy. Now, Aphrodite expecting somebody to come from the flank already, holding very passively. Will get checked in the corner and decimated right there with a shotgun, but Anko very close. Will she see the barrel of the gun? Looking like it's going to be a yes, as the shoulder does peek out right now, and they managed to bring it to a 2v1 here. Lear coming out right here, won't check the back, and that's going to be the downfall of her this round. It's a good attempt, though, and a great eco for this one, as Oasis Gaming take a loss on that one, but Impaler bring it 6-3.
I think Anko saw two shoulders there for both corners that she checked for the two kills that she got. The first one with the Bucky, the second one with the Vandal. She saw the shoulders or the elbows from the enemy agents, allowing her to get those two kills. But in the last corner that she didn't check was the one that really did her in. And the Impaler are starting to string the rounds to their advantage here, 6-3. And this is the surprising part, right? Kohaibi is your sentinel, and she's the one top fragging right now on the attacker side for the Impaler. It's just amazing how she's playing right now, and the Impaler are looking really good.
Yeah, just exactly what you said, man. Impaler, they have a great read on the situation, and what I like about what Impaler's doing, their trade frags are so efficient. The moment one goes down, bam, there's another follow-up right behind them. It just goes to show that the communication on the Impaler side is flawless. At the moment, Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're struggling to break through that, and even if they have clever setups on the defense, it's still not enough. But as I say that, they're getting melted down one by one. Stand here in between all of the members of Oasis, holding strong towards C Long here, and the presence has just been absolutely shut down. And now with a flank Muffin here, looking to get a little bit creative with the Blade Storm. What can she find? Can she find any more than this? There's a smoke to back him up right now, trying to get above and over that smoke just to peek out a little bit, but the pinch is now coming through, dashing through the smoke, and it's gonna be a finishing blow right there on Aphrodite. Oasis Gaming Aqua will not be ran over. They're fighting back in this. They want a level game, Key.
Yeah, you talked about, not being too passive on defense there. They became aggressive. I think this is the first round that I actually saw them try pushing out on defense, and it really paid off for them. That was a flawless round for them, and the implications of that is way more than just one round, because they reset the economy. The Impaler don't even have enough for guns right now, because they've been making it expensive for the Impaler every single round. With those Buckies, with those Sheriffs, those anti-eco rounds were expensive for the Impaler. And now Oasis Gaming Aqua have the advantage. Muffin and Stan getting one kill apiece. Chloe does get one though, but Muffin is just gonna clean things up. Already a triple kill for her, down to 20 HP, but her teammates are here to back her up, and they're closing in on Chloe, who only has a Spectre. She has a Spike, she has a smoke, but what can she do with just a lone Spectre here? She's already getting sandwiched. She's stuck in the sewers here right now, just tucked into the corner there.
She's ultimate though, so that might be a play here. That might be a play. She could go towards C. That might not be the worst of ideas at this point, because everybody is just closing in on her position. And she gets spotted by the turret as well. She's pretty much dead to rights here. And I just want to point out, Oasis Gaming Aqua, this is what they need to get back into the game. That dynamic defense, to play a little bit aggressive, to catch him a little bit off guard. Earlier in the half, they were sitting back in the sights, and they were getting caught off time and time again. They were losing to the trades. They were losing to the duels. But the moment that they started switching up the pace, getting control towards Garage, you see Long, taking fights that might be more in their advantage and gaining map control, they're starting to win the rounds a little bit more decisively. And they've won already, I think, 2 in a row. Was it 3 in a row? Either either way, Oasis Gaming Aqua showing a different side on their defense, and Impaler clearly not ready for it.
They're really not ready for this one. And the Impaler, I think they've always been going for a slow default right now. And now you see Oasis really being aggressive. Muffin already pushing all the way C long here. She can get a kill here, but someone is already waiting there. Chloe is going to take her down, and the Impaler smart enough to punish this push from Oasis Gaming Aqua, and now the Impaler finally have the upper hand again. It's the last round of this first half, and of course, for both teams, the Impaler, you want to go into that second half 7-5. You know, attacking is definitely better on Haven than defense, and you want to go in with an advantage. You don't want to go 6-6 into the second half. They used the recon drone to actually just spot out a bit of information there, and they're quickly rotating to the A side, which is actually completely open.
Yeah, and I'm not so happy about this. Okay, like on a 4v5, if you give up A site, you have to expect that you're going to have a bad time. It's one of the most difficult sites to retake, and I'm not so sure I'm a fan of this this philosophy here by Oasis Gaming Aqua. They just give up A site. I think time and time again we've seen them do this, but instead what's going to happen is they're just going to give it anyway, and they're going to be retaking in a very, very difficult and dangerous position here as the round now is coming to a close. What can they do? Time is taken away, 4 against 5 here. Oasis Gaming Aqua, they need to start it very soon because again, this site very, very difficult. Anko already picking up, already deploying that Empress. See what she can do as the recon dart starts at the beginning of it. Here comes the rear now. Anko looking for that entry. It's actually going to be, ooh, what a good set of kills right there from the Killjoy, but it's going to be traded out. They brought it to a 2v2 here, and the Lear, just to back it up, still blind. Was unable to win that duel, and what a round right there. Chloe closing that out with a couple of kills to solidify it. And like I said, Key, it's just too difficult to give up a site like that, especially in a 4v5.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday as well. We've been repeating this because, you know, I share the exact same opinion. A is just almost an impossible retake on Haven because it's difficult. You have to go up to heaven and then jump down, which leaves you really vulnerable. And other than that, it's going through defender spawn. There's really not many openings for you to go in. Meanwhile, maybe they should put the Killjoy on C instead, and sacrificed C and went for the C retake instead of the A retake. I think that's typically better. Although, I think some teams don't like the fact that you have to, you know, if it's planted for long, it's going to be really difficult on C. But I think A is just such a difficult site to retake.
Yeah, because I think the better, mentality to approach this would be to okay, if we're going to play retake on C, like you said, because A, man, you got to fight for that. You see a lot of pro teams at every level. They're going for sewer control. They're going for aggressive control. And that's exactly what, Impaler, they're doing. They don't give up A willy-nilly. And that's really bringing them, I think, a little bit of advantage here. Fortunately for Oasis Gaming Aqua, they managed to level the playing field. They brought it to a 4v4. And they actually have a linchpin coming out right there from the back. This might be very, very good for them right now. They expect Rue in the corner. She's able to get one. Sure, it's a decent hold for now, but it's still a 2v3 as the retake now begins. The spike has been dropped, and they have everything they need and more to close out this round. Wait, that bot, though, was a little bit weird. I think that should have been on the top of the box, didn't it?
Yeah, but, it takes time to put it back on, and I guess she's like, whatever, just leave it there. Impaler, they do have Kohaibi on the flanks, but she gets quickly taken down. It's down to Chloe. I think the clutchest player for the Impaler, at least today, has to find his 1v2. Both players on Oasis Gaming Aqua are really low, though. Time is ticking down, and the Nanoswarm is there as well, so Chloe is going to have a difficult time to defuse here. Cannot find anyone right now. Goes for the fake and gets shut down by Baby TZ.
Yeah, too many angles, too many problems, and everything going right for Oasis Gaming in that one. What a great round, 6-7. We've been seeing close games since yesterday, and I feel like this game will be no exception. If we go to another set of overtimes, I will not be surprised. Just the level of competition here, and I think this is worth mentioning and pointing out, the level of competition here in FSL has just been getting better and better. I remember casting here FSL last year, and you see Celeste basically dominating everyone. I don't think this is going to be the same story as time progresses because so many great new teams are coming up here. So many great players are emerging, and this is what makes it so exciting.
Yeah, and all teams are really showing up right now. Muffin with a quick kill onto Aphrodite. That's a quick burst by Oasis Gaming Aqua into the B side here. They really want to even things out, and this is their round to win. Chloe is already here hiding in the smoke, but someone is watching, and Anko with a Spectre close range there. See if she can get this kill, but Chloe is trying to find the timing to sneak in, but no, they're gonna get taken down. NBS is gonna take one down though with her Sheriff. Takes two as well, and makes it slightly expensive for Oasis Gaming taking two down. But, you know, this is their round to win for Oasis. Now they're going to the bonus round. 7-7 right now. You mentioned it's going to be close again, and it definitely looks really close. And even was where we went to triple overtime yesterday.
Look at this. Kohabi and Chloe, they're popping off right now. 16 frags on the both of them. And they're not even the duelists. They are the support players, and they are currently, top in the charts right now. On the other side, Anko doing everything she can to keep things up here. And you can see that it's a little bit of more of a concerted effort, I think, for Oasis Gaming Aqua. Meanwhile, the star is really shining here for the Impaler side. And this just makes it so interesting to see like how these teams approach the game with their different philosophies, and I'm excited to see what Impaler bring on this defensive side, because Oasis Gaming Aqua, they were able to show us a really good dynamic defense. Will Impaler be able to do the same now? Spike gearing towards C. They look like they're gonna go for a split here, but they are on a little bit of a weak buy here, so they're gonna have to land all of their shots and more. And it's a good shock dart here, but it's actually the pistol that finishes him off here. And Muffin is going to go down. Kohabi able to pick up 2 kills. Very, very crucial shots right now. And that's going to be the round basically secured in this 1v3. Will they expect Baby TZ on this flank, though? The timing might go her way. And they didn't even spot her just yet. They still have an idea she might be up in here, and she does get another frag right now. Could be too close for comfort as Baby TZ misses the timing on that, and Impaler secures yet another round. 8-7. They reclaim the lead.
Yeah, it really feels bad, like especially when you're playing Garage and you're going down that window on either side. It just feels like that's the place where you get caught by timing most of the time. Like you're jumping into the window, or you're jumping out of the window. It's just such a bad spot to like really feel that, oh, I got hit by the timing there.
Yeah, and like you said, man, the timing when it comes to window, more often than not, you'll just get mistimed, and that's just the worst part about it. There are some players that are just lucky enough that every time they go through window, they are able to get a kill, but for the most part, I just don't have it. But I'm getting quick word from our producer, actually. Fun fact for all of you watching, this is actually Kohabi's first match as Killjoy in the circuit, and Chloe's first match as Omen. So the role changes, proving very, very unique and interesting, and it's working out right here for the Impaler side. But let's see what they can do right now as the take onto the A site now coming into play, as the Killjoy does have the ultimate being deployed right now, but it's going to be a fake the moment it comes out. They make that full rotation. It's going towards B. Oh, and the spray just goes awry. Unable to land that kill. Very crucial kill that they needed to find right there for Oasis Gaming Aqua. And they go off, and they know the jig is up. The fake has been not sold.
Yeah.
But through the window, they're able to pick up one near Lax. Finding another.
Oh,
so
no!
1v2. It's doable. It's doable.
That's a blast pack on her face.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually landed on her face. First time I actually seen the blast pack on the interface there, but the Impaler take the round, and it's 9-7 for them right now. But I don't think I've ever seen a blast pack land on someone's face before. I've seen like a recon dart like on someone's face. Like you actually see it right in front of you, and she can't even take the blast pack out.
Yeah, you can't. I think you should be able to maybe
shoot it out.
No, I don't know, like toss, how cool would that be if you could just like knife it away or something like that? Like if you had the crazy reflexes, but unfortunately that's not here. This isn't Call of Duty. This is a serious FPS game.
Don't do Call of Duty like that, but it is a serious game because the Impaler are really pulling the stops here, making it impossible for Oasis Gaming to get through. Rue with the opening frag already. The Impaler really are starting to build up a lead again. Oasis Gaming are on that eco, so they will have the sheriffs, but they don't have any control right now. Like they don't have Blade Storm. They can't really take control over any side. Like you mentioned, A is really important, and you can see that in how the Impaler are playing. They actually have someone posted up all the way in front on A. They don't want to go for that A retake. And Chloe, she's so sneaky, like hiding in a platform. I think she's really like been some weird spots, and she just gets these clutches left and right here for Chloe.
Yeah, and just being so... Oh, that's a shot and a half right there. Coming up from Muffin, is able to secure a kill. Now playing peekaboo and ring around the Rosie on towards B, was unable to find any more than that, but look at the space that she's creating for her team, just being a nuisance towards B, and that's going to allow them to rotate towards A, but the jig is up here. All the footsteps being heard by Envious as she lines up the kill onto one, is looking for more here, but the trade is good with the classic now coming up right here from Baby TZ, and that A site more or less secured. Muffin going to go for that heaven play just to make sure they have a little bit more insurance coming into this A site plant as the spike goes down. This is looking like a great round for Oasis Gaming Aqua.
Yeah, it's starting to look good for them, and it's an eco round for them as well. So if this Thrifty is going to go through, it's going to be really great for them. They get 2 kills, but it's all down to Kohaibi, who gets taken down by Muffin with that stolen Spectre. And, you know, this is a Thrifty round for them. The Impaler are not going to feel good about that.
Yeah, we have been shown that Oasis have been lethal. They have been quite deadly on the eco rounds, and it just goes to show that you cannot sit back and expect to win those rounds. Even if they had a great position, honestly, onto A, they still lost that round. And I think if you have those kind of rounds, if you have a good position onto A, an advanced position, you have a good read on the opponent, you should be able to secure those rounds. But unfortunately, that's not what happened for the Impaler right now. They got caught with their pants down, and they lose a very, very crucial round, now bringing us 9-8. And so this is going to bolster the confidence of Oasis Gaming Aqua going later into the game. They're going to try to go for a contact play towards C here. And Chloe, playing close, will be flashed off the angle. Is going to be taken down almost immediately. Kohaibi with a refrag from Garage. And they're going to be able to secure that spike plant. It's now a 4v4 retake scenario.
Yeah, they only have Sheriffs and Frenzies, a mix of some pistols here, and that shock dart is going to dish out a lot of damage as well. Impaler, it's going to be difficult to take the site. Not sure if they can actually get anything done here. They're just going to get taken down one by one here. Kohaibi with a Frenzy on this long angle, just gets quickly taken down with a headshot. And here comes Flax, takes one down, finishes the rest of them. And for Oasis Gaming Aqua, they only lose one, and it's back to 9-9. You talked about this. It was going to be another close match. You mentioned, I think, coming into the second half, and it's definitely a close match right now, 9-9. I think both teams are really just showing up. Like, we see the momentum shift from the attackers to the defenders. It's just the exact, like, it's just like tit for tat here right now.
Exactly. It's a brawl, man. These teams, it's basically Frazier Ali. They're just trading blows and exchanging rounds. Nobody can really pull ahead here, and we're getting quite late into the game. One of these teams are going to have to be the ones to do it here. Envious getting caught off with the dismiss in a little bit of an unfortunate situation, but Aphrodite is able to bail out her team in that situation. Really good hold at the moment. They're failing to deal with the early A presence from Impaler has proved to be very, very lethal now. It's all a matter of timing as Anko getting a little close onto that B side is able to get an important pick, and that opens up B completely and opens up C actually. They'll know that that was the C player rotating towards A, and so they're going to go for an advanced position and stand, just making sure that nobody else is coming through there. The spike will go down without a shadow of a doubt, and they're going to have a great position for this retake.
And they go for that slow retake there. They still have the Hunter's Fury, no lockdown for them. Kohaibi might be walking into the two players here and not. Oh, they actually get taken down by that. Well, it's not exactly a crossfire there, but they each got taken down by Oasis Gaming players. And, you know, 10-9 right now. I think, is this the first time Oasis Gaming is leading since the second round? I think
yes.
The Impaler really caught up since then. But now Oasis have taken the control.
You're absolutely right, man. And, you know, being able to take rounds like that in really awkward situations, despite the fact that they were caught off guard, they had a man disadvantage, they were able to pull things back, get a frag, a very intelligent play from Anko to get that kill onto that B player, and then make that call to go towards C, and then hold an aggressive angle towards spawn. Even though the Impaler side were aware of it, they still lost the duels in the end. But it looks like it's going to be more of the same here. A sight hit towards A. Muffin looking to go for those entries, but it's actually going to be her teammate to get the kills instead here. But with the frenzy, Yet again, the Frenzies have just been so lethal for the Impaler side, but will it be enough to win them the round? The answer is looking like a no, as 2 players only remain on the side of the Impaler, and the spike will go down for sure here. And the flank now coming in from Anko, ready for that though. Aphrodite is ready with the refrag, but with only a Sheriff in hand, is going to be taken down to 22 HP. Time is ticking away, and so will her health. I just don't think that she's got it in her right now. Unable to land any more than that, but it's a good try in the end.
Yeah, Oasis Gaming, 2-round advantage right now. It seems like they've figured out their offense here. They figured out how to break down the Impaler's defenses, and the Impaler, they can have a buy round this time, so I think it's going to be relatively better for them. They've been forcing, they forced the last round. The previous round, they did quite a good hold, but couldn't really finish it off, and Oasis really just starting to get a commanding lead here. 2 rounds, almost a match point.
Yeah, almost. Well, close enough. And as you can see, Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're shaking things up. This is not their map pick, mind you. This is Impaler's map pick, and they really needed this, especially going into Icebox. I feel like they might even have a bigger struggle set up for them. So if Oasis Aqua can close out the rest of this game, it's a massive, massive advantage to them in this series now. But as I say that, they actually go ahead and try for a little bit of a fake here. Not to be faked out by this, however, Impaler, they're holding strong. They're going into this little bit of a weird round here. It's a very strange default that they've actually got going right now. But look at where A is. Rue is going to get taken down. Even in an off angle, she got checked hard, man. And that's why you check your corners, ladies and gents, here. That's going to be another ultimate deployed any second now towards A, but it's going to be a fake. And they're keeping them guessing. Impaler, they're scratching their heads. Are they in A? Are they in C? What's going on here? Envious is left rocked after that headshot right there. And the spike will finally go down after falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Impaler get trounced upon and get absolutely befuddled by what just happened in the last round.
I'm also befuddled. The kills just happened left and right. There was everywhere. There was nowhere where Oasis didn't get a kill. There's one in C, there's one in mid, there's one in B, there's 2 in A's. It's just, they were everywhere that round, and everyone got a kill. That baby TZ hard check on that corner, though, that's gonna feel bad for Rue. I mean, she was her featured player just now, and she's struggling on this map. So I think if I'm Rua, probably the hard reset coming to map 2. She's really not getting those frags, really not getting those duels going her way.
Yeah, but the reason why they hard check that corner is because Impaler have been going for that aggressive angle almost every round. They have been playing close on A a lot, and so it's inevitable that they will get checked like that. Now, this angle is going to get checked too, 100% here, but Rue has no choice. They don't really have the weaponry for it. Rue is able to get one with the Spectre, but the trades will come in eventually, and they actually do get it. Baby TZ is able to pick up one here, but it's actually going to be yet again another fake now. They're going towards B instead. The rotation coming off here, and Impaler have already committed everybody. But look at where the lurk is. They have so many players invested towards A that they don't even know that there is a Reyna trying to be sneaky here towards A side, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the kill that they were looking for, and that's the call, to have everybody go through A link and maybe plant towards A. No, they're just gonna plant for A link instead and hold that strange post-plant angle. This is not a round that you see. This is not common by any chance, but Oasis Gaming Aqua happy to roll with the punches here. They're playing really weird angles post-plant. They're happy to do it, and they know how to win it. But as I say that, Impaler, they win the duels in the end, and they win the round, securing their lifeline for the meantime. And they're going to be alive in this tournament for a little bit longer. It's 12-10.
Yeah, it's the usual suspects here, Chloe and Kohibi. The top 2 on the leaderboard for the Impaler. Definitely the 2 that you want remaining there to really secure that round. And there's still a match point away to Gaming Aqua, and it's going to be a Impaler timeout here. I think they just want to slow it down a little bit, make sure that they can try to go for overtime. Do you think we would see another overtime yet again on Haven? This is going to be 2 maps in a row for us.
Look, man, we've seen overtime happen yesterday, and what a treat it was to see those teams here. Those teams just absolutely pop off. And I think this is going to be no exception. I am a little bit surprised at how Oasis Gaming Aqua is dominating so much. especially when it's not their map pick and especially when they were not on the favored side. But you have to realize that I think it's because Impaler, their defense, they have been read. They have been read time and time again, whether it's that A presence that they're showing, Oasis know how to deal with it. And what really, really intrigues me and really impresses me about how Oasis Gaming Aqua is playing this is the fact that they're showing that they can play those awkward post plants, they can play those awkward mid rounds and come out on top, whether it's making a fake from A and splitting up A and C at the same time. They can roll with the punches. Impaler, they're playing a little bit more stiff.
Yeah, maybe it's a difference in styles, but Oasis are definitely more adaptable. We saw that in the first half where they adapted their defense. Like after being a very passive defensive start, they actually started pushing out, and I think that was a good adaptation for them. Although the Impaler went to the second half 7-5, Oasis Gaming are turning around, and on the attacking side, they're looking really good.
Yeah, they are. 100% agree with you there, but it's still do or die here for Impaler. They have the last round was expensive for them regardless, so they won't have everything that they need. I think they will be short on utility coming into this, and so it will be a little bit of a struggle. But Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're showing signs of slowing down as they get into the later stages here, though. It's going to be a little bit of a C hit, though. And as I say this, look how close they've gotten towards mid. They actually have a player this far up, Envious, playing the trigger discipline. It's only able to see one, and that's Lurker gone from the equation. Fortunately for Oasis, it's a 4v4. They have traded the kill somewhere else on that side, but look at how far up they are onto A. Anko has managed to walk her way into A site unguarded, unchecked, and that's going to allow them a free plant here, and the free post plant with the Sova still alive all the way back.
It's gonna be costly for them. Like as you mentioned, this is the hardest site to retake, and they just gave it away. It's still a 4v4, so it's gonna be really difficult for them to clear every single corner here on this A site. They're starting to go in right now. Kohaibi leading the charge. Actually, Envious getting a kill on the way from Heaven there. Kohaibi gets one kill as well. Oh, sorry, not from Heaven, from the defender spawn. It's now down to 4v2. The Impaler, if they can secure these angles, they might do really well. It's all up to Stan right now with the Hunter's Fear. They're hunting her down. There's Showstopper coming out, and Envious is gonna take her down, and the Impaler still stick to this, and now it's 12-11. This is like one game to one round to overtime, one round to win as well for Oasis Gaming. It's just really close.
They refuse to go down here. Impaler, they are bringing things back. We're this close to overtime yet again. Thus far, we have seen well, if this goes to overtime, 100% ratio of games to overtime. We are very, very close to equilibrium, ladies and gents, and I am living for it. Just level of game, level of playing here that we're seeing here at FSL, so exciting to watch right now. And it's just shaking things up. We have seen teams dominate, but now we're starting to see teams really pull close, and that skill gap very much close to being closed out right now. But look at this, Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're ready for the aggression. That C-long push, a great idea from Impaler. However, it was expected by Oasis Gaming Aqua. They were already ready, expecting it, because Impaler, they're known to get aggressive on A, and they're known to get aggressive on Garage here. They tried C now. Pretty well read by Oasis Gaming Aqua side. So, what's the play here? They're going towards B. Will Kohaibi be able to seal the deal right now? Two players able to slip through to A link, though. They have no idea that already. Okay, now they do. They actually caught off one, but will it be enough? Kohaibi still alive, still doing work, locking down that B side, and yet they get onto that A, however, but that's going to be the ultimate from the shadows all the way towards C. Hesitation on the lockdown actually saves it for the meantime, but Stan ready to cut off that rotation. Has information on when the last one is, but they brought it back to a 1v1, and Chloe is the last person standing up against Lax, hiding in the smoke. Omen versus Omen. Who's gonna take it? Will we be seeing overtime here? The paranoia close range just to be sure here, but won't be enough, as it's gonna be Lax to take the first game in the series. 13-11. We will not be seeing overtime, and Impaler take a loss on that one.
And that was the Impaler's map pick there, and Oasis ran away with it. 13-11. We didn't go to overtime, but it was really close. I mean, this is the closest you can get without going to OT. 13-11 came down to the wire, 1v1 situation. You know, I was gonna say Chloe has been clutch so far, but like, you know, Omen hiding in the smoke, it's such a great way to go, especially that was the last round, like hiding in the smoke, both Omens being really sneaky, and both of them really showed up in this map. And that's like you mentioned, the level of competition is getting really close. And we're just seeing teams really go neck and neck with each other. And it's just amazing to watch. And this is just game number 1, by the way.
It's
We still have 2 games to go.
We do, and it was a very big risk that that Lax actually went ahead and did with that, because you normally expect for a post plan towards C long, especially if you're an Omen, you have smokes to deploy to obscure vision, but instead she uses that, plays close, plays an angle that might not be checked, in fact an off angle and crouching. And the gamble pays off, and we evade overtime here. Oasis Gaming, in a very close game, takes it. But here we see the MVPs of both sides go. Hybe, who was phenomenal in that game, locking down so many defenses, so many sites, was basically the bane of the existence on Oasis Gaming side. But however, on the other side, you have Anko, who was opening sites like it was nobody's business. So many times she was able to open up sites with those lurks, with those really strange those crawls into B site and into A link, able to open up so many times, and just goes to show why she's the top scorer and the MVP of this game.
Yeah, and Oasis Gaming really stepped up in the second half on their offensive side. Like you mentioned, Anko really opening up the sides for them to really secure the deal for Oasis. And for Impaler, it was so close. Like, this is their map pick. I figured they would actually take it. We've seen them win Haven over and over again, but it seems like Oasis Gaming have the advantage right now. And I'm excited to see the next map. Especially, we were talking about Icebox at the beginning. Icebox is really exciting, and I think this is one of the very few times that we are going to watch Icebox on FSL, and I want to see what these teams will bring to the table for Icebox.
I'm so excited. It's really the first time we're seeing Icebox in quite a while, and the fact that it is the pick, of Oasis Gaming, I definitely think that they'll be ready for it. And like we said earlier in the pregame, if they're going to pick Icebox, they better damn well have a plan for it, because you can't just make up things on the fly on Icebox. It's not like Bind or Ascent where you can rely on your fundamentals. It's a map where you really have to have those set pieces, those executes, those really well thought out defaults. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with that. But before we break that down, we got to go and take a little bit of a short break. So when we return, it's going to be game number 2 of this series. Will it be a 2-0, or will we see another game number 3 just like yesterday? We'll be back in just a second. Again, I'm Listrato. This is Keycasts, and don't go anywhere.
I highlighted the Viper. This is the exact lineup that they've run with Dodonut, actually. It's just a 1-to-1 translation. Kohybe is now on a duelist. We saw her on a Killjoy in the previous map, but let's see what she can do on the Reyna.
Yeah. You mentioned also the Viper, whether that was going to be coming into play today, and it looks like it's going to be a resounding yes. Mochi actually does go ahead and pick it up. And on the other side, they're going to be going with a little bit more of a standard pick. Here's the thing, though. When you do see the Viper, it's usually supported by maybe another controller or some other smokes that they have, which is probably why that they're still sticking on the Jet. Now, Jet is coming less and less into favor because of the how expensive Cloudburst is right now. But still, it can be really well utilized, especially on Icebox, when you need those hard entries and you need those smokes to support that Viper. Now, on the other side, it's also going to be a Viper. For a second, they hovered over the Sky, and I thought Sky plus Sova, that would have been fantastic here, especially on attacking side. But instead, they're going to go for a little bit more of a standard composition with the Sova and the Jet instead.
It feels like teams don't really do the hard commit on one side, but I do like that notion. Like I did feel like at some point we start to see teams starting to tech into which side they're starting on, because that's something that you see in pro play, right? Like we're starting on the attacking side. We just want to win as many rounds as we can with that, and the double initiator setup is definitely going to be important for that. But it seems like they're playing it safe here. There's no Sky plus Sova. I love the Sky on Icebox because the Skybox is big for Icebox, so like the flashes just really make sense there. And on the side of the Impaler, I did want to bring out that Mochi X actually replaced Ru. That's why Kohybe is the one playing the Reyna or the Duelist this time around.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see substitutions come in, and I'm excited for that because, like most of these rosters actually have one sub, and being able to bring that sub in for a specific map, I think is it's really goes to show that they actually practice with each other all the way, like not just with the core 5, but even with their subs. And if they're gonna bring Mochi X in here as a specialist for the Viper for Icebox, I think Oasis Gaming should be ready for that.
Yeah, but we are having a little bit of a pause. A player is definitely having some technical issues, so pardon us, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you couldn't hear us, we've sorted that out right now. So again, if you are just tuning in, welcome back here to FSL Open number 4. It's 4 out of 6, and we're almost, not almost, but getting closer and closer to the FSL Elite, where teams are going to be facing off and fighting for $25,000. Now, this is all part of Valorant Game Changers, something that we are so excited about. And this is the second series that we're seeing. The first one was very, very close indeed, and it came to a 13-11. Unfortunately, just didn't get to the overtime that we wanted to see. Now, we could expect a little bit more of the same. Because it is Icebox. But like we said in the pre-show a little bit earlier, but you couldn't hear us, so we'll say it again. I just genuinely do not think that, I just don't think that Impalers will be ready for whatever that they can have, Oasis Gaming will be bringing to Icebox. Like you said earlier, Key, you have to be so deliberate, you have to be so ready for Icebox if you want to take it on as a challenge. And I don't think that beating Oasis Gaming's perfect record of 5 for 5 will be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it's 100% win rate for them, and it's not just across a small sample size. I think Oasis Gaming are going to be ready in this map. And the Impaler, with their substitution, let's see if they can actually take this game away. But, it's starting to look scary. Like, Oasis, they really found their stride on the second half of Haven, and they're starting to look really good. And, their agent picks as well. It's a bit standard, but it seems like maybe the way they're executing is where they're actually going to be ready for this. They picked the Omen, though, so I'm surprised with that. I thought they would probably pick the Viper on Icebox, but it's actually the Omen pick for them.
Yeah, the Omen pick, it's fallen a little bit out of favor as well because of how expensive it is lately. Just, the Paranoia is a little bit cheaper, but the smokes, you have to buy them now. It's been a little bit hit and miss, I think. Now, the Viper is still consistent, but, for the most part, the philosophy with Viper is that Viper generally has to be supported with another controller, whether it's an Astra, whether it's Jet with the smokes, but now the smokes of Jet are also quite expensive. So Viper's in a little bit of a weird spot right here. However, still good on maps like Icebox. So I definitely think it's a little bit more of a pocket pick. It's a little bit more of something that'll not a lot of teams will consistently go for. But let's find out whether the same thing will reign true or not as we go yet again into the draft itself.
And now we're going into the first freeze time here. Let's see what Oasis Gaming have in mind. The Impaler do pick a side, though. So Impaler started on defense. This is a different setup from the last time I've seen them, though. The Viper used to play A for the Impaler, and now it's actually a B wall going up for them. This is the other standard B wall that we actually see from Viper, really just cutting the B and the mid with that long wall.
Yeah, just to make sure that if anybody goes for a quick hit towards B, they're going to take a lot of damage early on here. But it looks like Oasis Gaming, they're going to be going for a little bit more of a default execute towards that A with somebody lurking towards mid. And the lurk play from Oasis actually has proved to be very, very crucial, very, very deadly earlier on. But it's not going to be for very long, as they are just going to commit all of their 5 bodies towards that A side. Lax actually looking to be the one to entry onto the site, but will be slowed down by that Nano Swarm any second now, but it's not coming out just yet. It took a little bit of time here. Oh, it was their own Nano Swarm, rather, excuse me here. But Chloe is looking for those Nano Swarms, trying to shoot them down. They actually do get found now. It's going to be a 4v4 retake. The Spike getting all the way half right now, and they're still sticking on it. They're sticking. They won't let it go. And they get the round.
Oasis get all the kills, but the Impaler sticking that Spike really got that round there, and that was great awareness for the Impaler. The great call there to go for the full defuse. They bought just enough time for the Sage to actually defuse that all the way, and the Impaler sneak that round away.
Yeah, indeed. What a ground right there. Just, heart of steel. Able to really stick the defuse despite the pressure, the mounting pressure and the presence, bullets flying left and right. Sticking on it, having that faith in her team. to make sure that they've got her back. Very, very crucial indeed here. But now the play towards mid is actually going to be the name of the game. And what a beautiful shot right there by Muffin, letting heads roll towards mid. And that opens up a lot of space here. Dashing away just after that first contact, Kohibi will actually not be the one to get that kill. It's actually going to be Muffin instead, and that's going to cause a little bit of hesitation as to where to go. They're going to be looking for this, but Kohibi's ready for baby TC peeking out in that corner. But it's going to be punish after punish as Mochi and Kohibi chime in with kills of their own and secure the round, and it's almost the perfect anti-eco round for Impaler.
Yeah, besides the double headshot onto Aphrodite, that was a lethal 2 shots from the Sheriff there. And, well, for Oasis Gaming, this is their gun round. We've seen it both times. You know, if you lose the pistol round, typically you're going to lose the second round as well. So Oasis now with the full rifles, let's see if they can turn things around.
Yeah, okay, well, you know, this is going to be the bonus round here for Impaler. And let's see what they can do about it. I definitely think that they've shown that they're very much deadly on them, as they have been winning, I think, here and there with their bonus round. So this is going to be a very big deal if they do actually take this round, because as we know, this is the pick of Oasis Gaming Aqua. And the attacking side, you really need as many rounds as you can garner this early on in the half. So the round is actually going to be split. They're just trying to get up close and personal towards E. But that's going to be the entry right there. Muffin actually gets one, but gets caught with the updraft by Mochi. The pressure's still on here as they are being split apart, being controlled, divided, and conquered right now as Oasis Gaming Aqua winning duels all across the map right now and eventually taking the round clean as can be. 4 players still alive here, and that's a beautiful full buy round here for the girls in red.
Yeah, Anko again showing up here, and with that Vandal, with those rifles, the Impaler take the third round. This is according to the script, but you know, this is where it starts getting spicy, where both teams actually have rifles, and Muffin ready with a Blade Storm as well, so she doesn't need to buy a rifle. She's just gonna use that Blade Storm and try to see if she can get kills this time. Yeah,
and let's see if that can be the linchpin in this round. Now it's the true gun round right here. Muffin is, oh, what a shot. What a way to open that round up. Just so lethal on those entries. Even upgrades the weapon. He's able to pick up the Phantom on the corpse of the fallen opponent right here. Muffin looking to find more, do more damage. Spots the elbow onto one. Trying to get up close and personal up against Chloe, who is trying to get... Oh, that was awkward, but eventually Chloe's able to flick right and get that kill as well, dropping down, however, to her demise. Flax gets one, but traded out eventually, and Oasis Gaming, they're making mincemeat out of the Impaling squad here. It's 3 against 1, and the spike is taken away here. Very much Aphrodite's round to win, difficult as it may be, and she will be not exactly spotted by that recon dart. Still is able to get one, will be spotted and tagged down a little bit by that by the sentry here, and she still has 2 more to find right now. She does have that recon dart. It's going to give her a little bit of information, but I just don't think this is the round that she can win. She's got to go ahead and save this.
And she could call for them to save, but Oasis Gaming Aqua are starting to string some rounds. The Impaler, they won't have much creds to go into this next round though, so Aphrodite with that Hero Vandal, let's see if she can do something about this.
Yeah, and it is 2-2. You know, like we said earlier, the game just close as close can be. As you can see right now, the money not exactly in the best spot for Impaler. They're deciding whether they should go for like a little bit of a quasi buy or whether they're going for a Hero Vandal. I think that's going to be the case here.
Oh, but they give it to Kohibi.
No, absolutely no qualms about that. Definitely has been a force to be reckoned with.
She's gonna take. She even jumps onto greens there. Not gonna get spotted by the recon bolt. Kohibi holding a Vandal, aimed down as well. She gets the first kill. Muffin, the opening fragger for Oasis, gets taken down, and Kohibi goes down into safety. Tries to just, you know, hide with that Vandal. Still pretty healthy. Took 15 damage from that fall, but she will push up here and try to go for some kills. She sees one on top. She's gonna get 1 kill. She's gonna get a 3rd as well, and now her teammates are there to back her up. She's down to 13 HP. Her teammates are gonna take it down, but here's Aphrodite with that frenzy, gonna take one down as well. All down to Stan, and Kohibi Well, sorry, no. It's actually Mochi X getting the kill onto Stan, and no, the Impaler. They're not gonna go down without a fight here. They had one gun, and that hero Vandal paid off for them.
Yeah, 100%. Kohaibi getting the opening frag onto Muffin, who has been so phenomenal this entire game. That was a great opening pick, but not just that, to be able to survive, to get into a little bit of an advanced position and catch off anybody pushing onto the site, showing also trigger discipline. Very well played, showing that the faith of Impaler was not lost in placing that Vandal in her hands. An amazing round from her, defensively speaking, showing not just aiming capabilities, but finesse and intelligence in that hold. Really, really well played from this girl here. And as we can see right now, however, on the other side, it's Anko to open up and get a 1-for-1 exchange. Muffin is on the op aggressively, so without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be an op versus op battle. Envious, though, will give up her position as well, and Kohaibi's lurking towards mid, trying to see if anybody gets a little bit cheeky here. And this is what Oasis Gaming likes to do. They like to play a little bit slow, try to creep up and get close, and maybe hope for some information as to where their opponents are, maybe get lucky catching off people in rotation, and it has been very successful for them. Now it's going to be towards B. They'll be finally committing, and Muffin with a beautiful shot to that operator, and the timing just could not be better for Oasis Gaming. Aqua right now 4 against 2 in this retake scenario. The spike will go down, and it's all up to one player, Envious, who has the op, and the call better be to save it.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, and the op isn't the best gun to kind of 1v4 clutch.
No,
especially after his spike is down, is definitely not what you want to do. And Muffin really lethal here for Oasis Gaming with those opening frags, with an operator, and like before that, it's the sheriffs, and she's just getting the opening frags left and right here, opening the sites for Oasis. We saw Anko do that in the previous map, and now it's Muffin's time to step up.
Yeah, and Anko actually did get the first kill in this round until she got traded. So what I do like about how Oasis Gaming is playing is that they're happy to slow it down and slowly dissect the Impaler side. They're able to, just wait for the right timings, the right opportunity, and make the reads accordingly to where they feel like they'll be most successful. And for the most part, they have been very successful at it. Now, Impaler's side, they're showing a little bit of apprehension. Impaler, they were so successful on Haven when they were playing aggressive, when they were getting information, but this time on a map such as Icebox, they're so far just burying themselves in the back of the site. It's already been 6 rounds, and they still really haven't shown that they can take aggressive map control. And this is because of, like what we said earlier, if it's coming to Icebox, you got to be really prepared for it. This defense, it's looking flat for me, P.
Yeah, and like compared to yesterday, the attacking side seems to be a lot more dynamic this time around between these two teams. We're starting to see their attacks become more effective. They're more spread out around the map, and Kohaibi gets one kill. Envious gets a kill as well, and Kferdite is here to help Chloe. And the Impaler just iron walled Oasis Gaming out.
No way she wins that duel. Oh, that was a little bit of a whiff if you ask me, but in the end, okay, the Viper ulti, a little bit overkill if you ask me, but they'll take it. they'll take it, and it's a clean hold thus far. I still won't count them out of this. Anything can still happen. Muffin just toying around with the idea of whether she should just get rid of that op or not. And Stan's gonna drop right here. Does have a Vandal to work with, and they're kind of just toying with her at the moment because they know where she is. The recon is gonna make things. Whoa! That was an op that she just absolutely destroyed here. Dashing behind and almost gets the frag. Muffin comes close to claiming that scalp, but in the end, Impaler come out with 4 people still alive.
The idea was there, but that shot onto the operator though, that was lethal. That was just a Vandal, and she just hard peeks Envious there and just hits her in the head. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought she was done.
Yeah, wide swing against an operator like that, and sheesh. That's all I can say.
That's a sheesh and a half. And Oasis, they have 4 guns. Still really close though.
Yeah, definitely. Envious though has been quite hit or miss with the operator. Let's see if she can find any more. That's the shot that she needed to find right now, but pressure is mounting. They're going to get her through the smoke right there. And that's a big, big kill in terms of B site. That's going to be allowing them to get closer and closer, but not if Chloe has anything to say about it here. Will be forced out by the lockdown, though, as the members of Oasis Gaming Aqua get closer and closer to securing that plant. But it's not yet just planted this soon, because they know that they have to play this a little bit more patiently, though. This is something that's very classic of Oasis Gaming Aqua's playstyle. They like to take their time. They like to, to a fault, slow down the pace, and even when it can actually be a deterrent to them. Now, Impaler's side, they're happy to take these aim duels, and one after the other, they could be falling down here as the rotation now comes in towards A.
Yeah, if I'm gonna take an aim duel, it's not gonna be against Kohibi. She's really sharp right now, and on that Reyna, absolutely lethal. Impaler though, they do know what Oasis Gaming are doing. They do know that game plan of, one of you rotate first, take control over the side. Lax is the only one left remaining here, 1v4. That res was committed as well to make sure they secure this round, and Lax is gonna get taken down with 4 members alive for the Impaler, 5-3 right now.
Yeah, that was a great round, a great read. And this is just going to show that Impaler, they're starting to have an understanding of how Oasis Gaming play. You pointed it out. Impaler, they're starting to figure out the read. They're starting to download Oasis Gaming Aqua, because Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're sort of doing the same thing in every other round. They spread out, they'll hold, they don't really go for those hard rush style plays, and they did the same thing in Haven. And now Impaler's getting a sense, getting a read on how to deal with it. Now, if I were Oasis Gaming Aqua, I'd change things up, change the beat, change the play, go for a rush, maybe an execute towards A, bait some utility, because right now they are being very well dissected by the Impaler side.
Yeah, the Impaler, their defense, it has become more dynamic in this second half of the first half, or the later part of this first half rather. And Envious is starting to hit those shots as well with that operator, and here comes Mochi X as well with a quick headshot onto Muffin. Oasis Gaming are finding it difficult to look for the rounds here, look for the frags. They're just not getting it.
Yeah, let's see what they can pick up, though, as Impaler have a 2-man advantage here. Lax is able to sneak behind one. Will be running around and making quite a bit of noise and should be shot from the back any moment. Not just yet, though. Anko is able to defend her teammate here, and the timing just not going their way. Doing everything that she can, however, just gets mistimed, however, on that particular instance. But they do get the spike down, and they get 2 kills. So already it's a successful round here on this eco for Oasis Gaming Aqua. The Blade Storm was whipped out, but it's not going to be lasting that much longer. She finally does actually get that kill down right there, and now it's going to be another shot from Stan. Beautiful headshot now, looking for another, could go huge, but just doesn't. Is able to secure that round as Aphrodite once again is the bastion for the Impaler side.
Yeah, that share was almost lethal, but Aphrodite secures the round, even gets to save the operator. So looking good for Impaler right now, 6-3. We were talking about it, like Oasis Gaming, we thought they were ready for this, but the Impaler, it seems like they're not gonna let the Oasis Gaming run them over here.
Yeah, definitely not. I think that Impaler, they're showing that they are much more, I'd say, confident now. They've found some momentum after winning these rounds, that they know that they can go and straight up win those aim duels. And in certain rounds, that's exactly what you need. And like I said, Oasis Gaming, they're trying to change up the pace. Maybe this is what they need to go and do, just straight up hit the side. I can't believe nobody broke that recon dart for Muffin. But anyway, they go ahead and get that pick off into A site anyway, after a little bit of miscommunication on that recon. Now they're going towards A, and there's a lot of information on where they're going to go. Kohibi is flashed out, a little bit of a panic spray here, but still enough to secure a kill up against Muffin right there. That's sprayed by Anko as they get closer and closer to the site. That's a double entry for the duelist here towards A, but gonna go up onto the rafters, unable to find anything more. Mochi X will be reloading, could have been swung out on, but not gonna happen. Instead, it's going to be Lax to actually secure secure that kill, and it's 2v1 here. They have information on where that last player is, but who's going to be peeking? It's a matter of nerves of steel. Who has it? Aphrodite dipping and dodging around this angle, holding strong right now, has the patience to win the first one, picks up an operator. Not sure that's the one you need here. Switches back to it, and it's a matter of patience, and the wit goes into the hands right now of Oasis Gaming. Aqua, patience from both of these squads, and the red side emerging victorious.
Yeah, this is what Oasis Gaming needed. They need to get closer to the Impaler, especially going to the second half. In this round, they really need to win. If they lost that, the Impaler would have had the economical advantage. Oasis would not have had enough credits to buy there. And right now, it's starting to look close again.
Yeah, looking close as close can be. 6-4 here, and Oasis Gaming, that was the round that they needed. Like I said, they needed to have changed the pace, and that's exactly what they did, Key. And so I'm thoroughly enjoying what Oasis Gaming Aqua can do. They know that they've been stumped by this defense, and so they decide to change things up. Let's see what they can bring to this table on this next round. It looks like they're bringing everybody towards the B side.
Yeah, they have one flank onto A, but most of them are still going B. The Viper wall did not really deter them from this side, but Kohibi is going to be the one to deter them. Muffin gets taken down. The smoke does come out. Anko gets one kill off her own, lurking on A there. Already in the A side. So again, this is what you mentioned, Oasis Gaming. They like this slow and steady play, but Envious is going to take Anko down. Baby TZ, however, with the operator, takes Pochi X. It's down to a 3v3 with Lax. All the way on defender's spawn, gets 2 headshots, but Envious takes her down. Now it's down to a 1v2 for Envious. Does not have the Blade Storm. Has an operator in her hand, switches to the Phantom. A great choice here. And she doesn't know where anyone is.
What a shot right there from Lax, all the way from the back downtown, able to land that connection. And now the spike will go down, bringing us to a 2v1. And it's going to be a difficult one, if you ask me. So far removed from the equation. What's going to be the play? There's a lot of time here for Envious, however, to work with. So she gets closer and closer, but they could be anywhere right now. She has to check every single angle, and that's the problem if you're coming all the way from A side. Baby TZ has an operator. Oh, sees that coming out right now, and he's not going to miss that shot any day. A little bit of a sitter of a shot. The Cloudburst actually gives her away and makes it a little bit of a difficult shot to hit. An easier shot to hit, rather. And they bring it closer. 6-5. Impaler, man. They're hitting it. And look at
Those
this.
are
The replay.
shots. Yeah. Lax.
So smooth.
Sneaky. Uses that ultimate as well to her advantage. Like, I think all the time the From the Shadows isn't a high impact ultimate. But when you can get the timing, and if you really know how to read the enemy and know when to use it, it really pays off. And Lax, it really paid off for her this time around.
Yeah, and Kohibi just showing how good she can be, not just in the aim duels, but also mentally speaking. Having the mental fortitude and the resistance, the tenacity to come back and really win those rounds and those moments for her team. Absolutely well played from her. Now, we're getting into the later stages of the half here. And Impaler, their defense has been read quite a couple of times here. Now, Impaler is the one who has to adjust. The ball is in their court because Oasis Gaming Aqua, they've figured out the solution. They've figured it out. They've done the mental gymnastics that they needed to get through this defense. But what can they do yet again? Mochi, a little bit of a clever play here, trying to get cheeky in the smoke. Gets the timing onto one, gets the timing onto not the second. Last yet again with a quick double onto B, opening the site up for her team. Well played right there from the Omen, rather, of Oasis Gaming Aqua. But will they expect Chloe pushing all the way through mid right now? The answer is going to be a resounding no. And he gets one and a dink onto the other before she gets down here. And Oasis Gaming Aqua have found a mad advantage in this round.
Yeah, Kohibi and Aphrodite are still alive, though, for the Impaler. These two have been the two top fraggers for this map, and they have been hot with the shots. Kohibi still sharp, coming from the first map, and Aphrodite really showing up for the second map. Let's see if they can take this 2v3. Kohibi, she gets taken out right away. Lax is the one showing up here. Aphrodite is going to try to go for the clutch. 1v2 right now, gets the first headshot. Does not know that someone is actually rounding her on the other side. Stan is going to get the shot onto her, and Oasis Gaming Aqua make it a tie going to the second half.
Yeah, what a play right there. The intelligence to go around the recon dart And fortunately, she was in a good position to be able to go about that. But still, knowing that the recon dart could have really only come from one place, because that tube is way too narrow for it to come from anywhere else. Just going around and securing that kill, very, very intelligent play. And I just have to point out here, Lax, man, she's been showing up. She's getting double kills left and right, and the lurks, and the information, and the positioning. She's doing everything for her team at the moment, and she's the smoker. She's the controller for the squad.
Yeah, she's a controller, and she's really getting those frags for Oasis, making sure that they really go into the second half with a better position. And now they're on the defensive side. Maybe they'll do better than the first half. At least they started really slow in the first half.
Yeah, well, now it's the pistol, and pistols are very, very crucial, especially with the economy changes right now. So Impaler, they definitely need this one coming up here, especially if they're on the attacking side. We truly get to see how much they've prepared on Icebox, because Icebox attacking side, sure, it can be the favored side, but you also have to go into it knowing your defaults, knowing, you know, your executes here. And as I say that, Lax yet again will win another duel. And it looks like she's unbeatable, unstoppable here today. We'll be teleporting towards mid and getting away from that sticky situation with a one-man advantage.
And Kohaibi trying to open the A side here, cannot find anyone. There's the utility coming out as well from Oasis Gaming. Deters them from the side. They do have the Viper wall up, but they're just gonna run back here. They know the B's open though. They're taking a page off of Oasis Gaming Aqua's book, and they actually sent one all the way to flank and check out the B side. And there's Kfredite opening it with a classic shot there.
So it's really a battle of wits at this point. Both of these squads just trying to get a good feel of each other. And look at that tag from long range. Kfredite, 34 HP already, has to drop down and sequester a lot of the positioning that she garnered all on her own. Now, they're going to go for this plant towards B, but the wall is going to be slowing down any chance of retaking it. It goes down rather quickly, though, as one by one. Now they're going to be dropping here. Anko still looking for that opportunity for that kill, is able to drop down, dismiss, and heal herself in the nick of time, but gets tagged up, and Impaler bites back with a pistol round win.
Yeah, so that was a great round by the Impaler. You know, going B with decoy first, they don't really get a frag there. They lose the jet right away. And then they actually rotate all the way from A side to get the spike down. Kfredite with that flank, getting that first kill that really opened up the site. It looked like something that Oasis Gaming would do.
You know, you're absolutely right. That round, it looked like it was taken straight out of the playbook of Oasis Gaming Aqua. And Impaler, however, showing that they also have the moxie to go for those slow burn kind of plays. And it's really, really enjoyable to watch. Now, Oasis, they're on the eco, but they do have that shotgun, and they have been so deadly with it. And Lax, especially up close and personal. Will they check this angle? Oh, she's just right behind them. Lets one slip through. It's her moment to shine. She knows she can't mess this up. She has the opportunity to angle onto one. She gets the dink, but can't get any more. No! She drops the ball at the worst time right there. And Oasis Gaming Aqua, what could have been, just wasn't.
Yeah, that Bucky, the right click doesn't really do as much at range anymore, and you can see the effects of that. Like, she missed the timing, especially after the first wave of people like ran past her. It was just too far away for the Bucky at that point in time.
Yeah, I think the moment passed. It slipped between in her hands like grain of sand, just not really going, you know, in her way. The timing just missed. Unfortunate, but it happens when you play with a Bucky. Sometimes you just get the brunt end of it. Now, Impaler, however, they're going to be on their bonus round this time. Let's see what they can conjure up here, as they do lose one player. So we'll see Mochi actually maybe not go ahead and buy on this one. They might stick with the classic, actually. That might not be too bad an idea. The Guardian is being toyed with, the idea of the Guardian, and I like the Guardian.
Yeah, you know, some people have started picking it up, and I think it can be deadly in the right hands, right? Like, if you're going for that first shot headshot, I think it works really well as a replacement for the Vandal if you don't have enough creds. And Kohaibi, I think, still the player to watch in this series. Let's see if the Impaler can get away with this game. This is Oasis Gaming's pick. And they do have the rifles now. NBS is going to get an opening frag, though. Ivy is going to push up all the way here. Aggressive. Misses a few shots, but finally gets a headshot there. Overheals to 150, and the Impaler are going to get this plant down. This is their bonus round, and it's starting to look good for them.
Indeed, as you said, but as I say that, it's a kill right there. 1 and 2, yet again, the Omen starting to shine in this game. Muffin not done as well here, trying to get that spray, has a headshot angle, but can't land the headshots herself as they bring it back to a 2v2 right now. Muffin looking to get up close and personal, looking to go for that spray, the only one left standing for her team, but time is ticking away with the spike. Still ticking away here, landing a beautiful shot on that headshot now. We'll be able to get it closer to half, and look at that adjustment from Muffin. Fully fleshed out. What a hit right there. And you can't say that she's half-baked. This Muffin is rearing and ready to go.
Yeah, that Muffin's been. You talked about her opening the sides left and right before Lax started taking over the game for their side, but Muffin, that was so clutch of her. Like getting this first frag, diffusing this, getting the timing to peek, and making the final adjustment to flick to Kohaibi's head there. Wow, that was just a round for them. Like she brought it back for her team.
Yeah, this Kohaibi, she has been phenomenal this entire tournament. And look at the scoreboard here. Kaphrodite and Kohaibi coming alive for their squads here. Definitely pulling their weight and then some. Now, Muffin here looking to go for an aggressive peek towards mid. Does have the Blade Storm out, but is unable to truly flesh out that one. Now, they're going to be going for a quick hit towards B site. But look at what Muffin's doing. Trying to go for that aggressive peak here as the rest of the members here of Impaler are going for that B hit. They actually find a very crucial kill. That's going to be the spike coming down now. Well, what can they do as 4 players still are alive? Gets the shot off. Beautifully done by Muffin, unable to find any more, but that's the damage done here. And it's still a 3v4. Anko has been deadly thus far. Can she recreate and repeat the success that she has found on the earlier retake attempts now? And they are looking up. They are not looking in the right positions right here. Slow, deliberate retake is what they're going for, but one by one, they have all dropped down. And Impaler looking like they're going to take this round resoundingly in a 4-person advantage. 4 players still standing up in this one, and they are taking the lead up against Oasis Gaming Aqua on their map pick.
Yeah, this just ruins your economy as well. Oasis Gaming, they finally got around, and then because of that, because they won that round, the economy gets reset here. The loss bonus for Oasis Gaming is just not there. They can't even buy small guns here. 2 sheriffs, that's all they can actually afford right now. 3.
Yeah, it's a brutal reset, and this is not what we expected to see on the map pick of Oasis Gaming Alpha, but I'm pleasantly surprised that Impaler is definitely showing up to play here. They were a little bit flat on their own map choice, but they're happy to play up against them on Icebox. Maybe Impaler was ready for this. Maybe Impaler can beat the perfect run on Icebox of Oasis Gaming Aqua. Now Lax trying to get a little bit cheeky, trying to get a little bit lucky through that smoke, is going to be spotting out that stage, that spike planter right now, and nobody can get that much closer here. They actually do find a kill onto 1, make that onto 2 here, but not if Muffin has anything to say about it. She trades it out by finding out 1 kill for herself, and they're bringing it to a 3v5 because the res is ready as well, and they're making sure that nobody else is going down. Look at this, Muffin still being lethal with that beautiful headshot. Will be taken down on her own though, however, and the classic is enough to find 1 more in response, but not until she gets flanked right there. And Envious seals the deal on that round, 10-7, Impaler getting this much closer to winning this one.
Yeah, that's a 4K for Envious, and unfortunately for Muffin, she runs into Kohaibi's bullet there, takes the bullet to the head. And, she's been really sharp with that Sheriff. Like, if there's anyone I'd give the Sheriff to, it's definitely Muffin, and she made it scary. But, it was a pretty much full eco round for the side of Oasis Gaming Aqua, and now they have the big guns. Now they have the operator onto Muffin.
Yeah, Muffin got really unlucky there. That was definitely an oopsie-daisy moment when her teammate jiggle peeked out, and she jiggle peeked right behind her teammate, only to receive the bullet of the opponent. But it happens, as Muffin now goes for this aggressive angle here. Will get spotted out with that operator and has to fall off that angle now. Knows that it's clear and will be forced off by that recon. So, can she land this one? It looks like a no for the meantime, and that's a missed opportunity here towards A site, and they're stifling the attack thus far. They're hesitating a little bit because they don't want to truly go up against Muffin, and this actually could work in their favor because Oasis Gaming Aqua are actually rotating players off of that A site now.
They're starting to move away from that. They are probably suspecting a bait and switch again, like what they did or what the Impaler kind of copied from them in the first round. But I think the Impaler are actually just patiently waiting here. They're going to try to go for a slow push-up as soon as they get a little bit more information from Mochi X, who's starting to push middle. They know that the operators move to mid. That's a go sign for them. They're starting to push out. It's a 1-for-1 trade right now. And it looks like the Impaler are going to open up the side. Kohibi gets a second frag to the Muffin, however, is going to even things out, killing Envious with that op shot. However, she falls to 45 HP, so it's going to be dangerous for her. That wall is up, though, so they're not going to be able to stop the spike plan. There's the op shot coming out as well. Kohibi getting another frag as well. Muffin down to 11 HP here. It's a straight bullet. Mochi X is going to take her teammate down as well. And Chloe is going to seal the deal for the Impaler 11-7 right now.
They're getting this much closer. One more round to map point. Oasis Gaming Aqua, they don't really have this much money. And so it looks like it's going to be trading map picks for both of these squads here. Impaler, they're looking quite the force to be reckoned with right now on their offensive side. Whatever they throw at Oasis Gaming Aqua, Oasis Gaming, they're not ready for it. They have tried everything, whether it's a straight up A hit. They're finding success everywhere they go. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Oasis Gaming, they're thinking a little bit too much about these rounds. They're getting conditioned, so to speak. Whether it's hesitating towards B, whether it's cheating off a player a little bit too early, they're falling for the tricks of Impaler right now. But Muffin up close with the shotgun, not above getting close and doing the dirty work, getting close range. That nets them one kill, and we'll be able to recover that one as well. So big pickup to find.
Yeah, and she's deadly with that gun. They also have the Marshal onto Uncle. She's the only one on this ace side right now to defend. Does not really get the kills. The wall goes up, just looking for those heads, but she gets taken on instead by Kohibi. She finds her head instead. Kohibi with the Empress as well. It's going to be really dangerous to go up against. She's healing up because of the Empress. They're peeking her one by one, but the headshot is going to come in. Stan is going to take her down, but Mochi X is there going to trade. Lax going to get taken down, and Muffin is the only one left. She has the Vandal. She has been sharp. Takes one down, dashes away. Gonna try to go for more. She has the Blade Storm, but does not commit it. Gets taken down by Kfredite all the way from the back.
Yeah, the flank came in at just the right time here. They know that they didn't need to peek her because there was somebody coming up from behind. And just the patience on that play really paying off for the Impaler side here. And it looks like we're going to game number 3. Well, most likely we are. If this continues, if this streak of just dominating rounds here for the Impaler side, because they know what to do. And even if they do have the op on the Oasis Gaming Aqua side, they can't really find the early picks. They can't really find the success that they have needed here. And what a turn of events here. I'm pleasantly surprised to say that we were totally wrong about Impaler being not ready for this.
Yeah, and Oasis are on the back foot right now. Match point for the Impaler. Let's see if they can break the statistic, the 100% win rate of Oasis Gaming Aqua on Icebox.
Yeah, but as I say that, the flank play coming in here, aggressive towards mid, maybe that's what they needed. And that's going to be the ulti coming out from the defense just to force them back. Will they peek off the back of this play? But they're still holding mid tightly. So if any rotation comes in, they're basically done for. Look at how aggressive they have in terms of positioning right now. You've got Stan, you got 2 players towards mid. Anko's actually anchored all the way here aggressively. Will not peek out any further. They have 3 players pushing down towards mid, but they catch off the Omen who is peeking down towards B. That's a big kill to find right now. And they even expect Stan, who was already up close. What if Impaler is reading these situations perfectly? They bring us to a 3v2, and that's A side completely ripe for the taking.
Yeah, and chat's asking for Kohibi settings. She's really cracked right now, but Muffin is going to take her down. But, the Impaler are going to take this whole game. And again, this is Oasis Gaming's pick. And the Impaler just take it away from them. And we are going to a game 3. You mentioned earlier on that it's going to be close, and close it was. And, the Impaler, they really came back from, being down a little bit. And they took the game away from Oasis Gaming. This is not what we expected from the beginning. We thought Oasis Gaming picked it because they were really ready for that. But the Impaler, they came in even more ready.
Yeah, in terms of the defense, I thought we would see a little bit more creative plays from Oasis. It just wasn't the case here. After, I think Muffin slowed down in terms of the entries.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the squad as well sort of did. Anko stepped up a little bit, did a little bit better, and Lax had a few moments of glory as well. But in the end, Kohaibi, man, 26 kills on her. She was just on fire, unstoppable on that offensive side, and just goes to show how dominating she can be given the right tools, given the right support. And I'm hoping we see more of Kohaibi on this Reina later on the last map.
Yeah, I mean, she was getting those frags on the Killjoy, but even more so on the Reina. It's really Kohaibi unlocked there, like both on the offensive and defensive side. She's just really, really sharp. 364 combat score, that's really high, and Kohaibi secured this map for the Impaler, and we are going to map number 3.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fun one. I mean, we have failed to predict both of these maps. Just Oasis taking a surprising victory on the first one. It was a close one, 13-11. Icebox on their own map pick, not so much the same story as it was a 13-7 victory in the end for Impaler. Very pleasantly surprised to see that they can fight back and that they were not tilted by that 13-11 scoreline. Because a lot of these teams, man, when you get to that 13-11 scoreline, they get like, damn, we should have won that. We should have brought to overtime. But they're showing that tenacity. They're showing that they have that mental fortitude to be able to hang on after a crushing defeat on the first map and turn it right back around and be professionals and take game number 2. But that's all she wrote for now. We do have to take a little bit of a break, though, because we do have to come back and talk about game number 3 when we do return. Again, I'm Illustrato. This is KeyCast. We're your casters here at the FSL Open number 4. And when we return, it's going to be the deciding game between two of these titans who have taken one series off of each other in their own map picks. So don't go anywhere. Game number 3 will be starting right after this break. It's honestly just a thing of beauty, just a force to be reckoned with. So many entries, so many times that she not only performed her duties as the duelist, but also came alive in defending the sites time and time again. And so this is something that I am very, very hopeful that we'll see shake up this, because this might be what they needed to win earlier. On the first map on Haven, maybe they can recreate that success here in Ascent. Now, for me on Oasis Gaming, I feel like they fell a little bit flat when it came to their defensive side. Now, they seemed a little bit readable as to where they could be on their defense on Icebox, and that's not something that should happen here on Ascent, where you can rely on your fundamentals. And I think a team like Oasis Gaming, who is a little bit newly formed, can bank on those things and be like, hey, okay, let's rely on our formations. Let's rely on our defensive fundamentals. And that might just be enough to carry them through up until the next round.
And let's see if game number 3 would deliver again. Yesterday, we got that triple overtime for game number 3. That was a banger. And now it's going to be Ascent for this third map. Let's see if it's going to be as close. But, all the maps have been pretty close. I think Icebox 13-7, that was the map with the biggest gap so far. And even then, it still was pretty close the first half, 6-6, until the Impaler started running away with it on that second half. Their offensive side, their attacking side was actually just way sharper. And like you mentioned, Oasis, their defense just wasn't ready for that. And maybe on Ascent, they can show up better. Something that's more traditional, something that's more fundamental, as you mentioned. I think it's the default map, only next to Bind for most of the teams in Valorant.
Yeah, well, before we go and talk about that any further, I'd like to give a big thank you to everybody who's watching. Again, you're tuning into the FSL Open number 4. This is 4 out of 6, where we're working our way to get closer and closer to the FSL Elite, which is happening from the 23rd to the 31st of October. So it's a big run all the way from now up until October. We also have the FSL Open Overtime happening, which also leads to the FSL Wildcard that's later on. And these teams are all competing for a $5,000 prize pool and all the way up to $25,000 on Elite. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have the draft now on our hands here, and we're finding ourselves in the last game of the day, and it's Impaler versus Oasis Gaming Aqua here on Ascent.
Yeah, and, Rue is back in with that raise. No more Jet on the side of Impaler, who's changed roles here is Envious. Was a duelist for the previous 2 maps, played Jet, played the Reina, and now is on Omen duty. So she's going to be the one using the controller here. Kfredite going to switch to the Sentinel. Was the Sova the previous map, and Mochi X is now going to be on Sova duty. So
I like the Astra coming out here from Oasis, though. It's the first time we're really seeing it here today. Yesterday we saw it.
Yeah.
But it's the first time that we're seeing it here today. Little bit more of a standard pick, however, for the Impaler side as we get into the first game. Now, any predictions before we dive into it? Who do you think it's going to be?
I think if Rue is gonna come back in this game and really show up like she did in the previous matches, it's gonna be the Impaler gonna win this. I think their fundamentals are the ones that really carried them on Icebox, and Oasis Gaming just weren't prepared.
I'd like to disagree with you, but I can't because for one simple reason. Kohaibi right now, yeah, she looks unstoppable. You hit the nail right on the head when you said that earlier. When she's on that Reyna, she just looks godly. And I'm thinking it might be more of the same here. If Oasis Gaming can shut down Kohaibi in this game, I feel like they can take it, but I'm going to side with you on this one. I think Impaler takes this.
All right, and Rue plus Kohaibi this time around, and they're starting on the attacking side. This is where Kohaibi was really scary on Icebox, and if she's gonna do the exact same thing she did on Icebox and Oasis Gaming, better be ready. And that Astra just might slow her down.
Yeah, you know, the Astra might not be something that they have accounted for because it can be difficult to work with if they have that synergy down with the right utility. It's such a deadly 1-2 punch. And there might be a chance that Impaler might not be ready for it. And look at this, Impaler. On the pistol round, they're starting with a little bit of a slow, steady approach, a little bit of a fake towards B, just showing some presence, and they're committing everybody towards A. However, look at how Oasis Gaming Aqua have structured their defense. They've gotten one player all the way into wine. And they might not be expecting this. And there's two players waiting, lying in wait on the site. Kohaibi's right there. He misses the opportunity for one. Still wins, able to heal herself out. The Devourer comes just right in the nick of time. And Impaler, they manage to secure that site, but they have not dealt with the A-long player. They finally do here, but the trade frags are now coming in. 2 versus 1. Aphrodite has been amazing thus far, but is she amazing enough to find 2 frags in quick succession? Because that's what she's going to have to do in a matter of seconds here as the time is now taken away. The footsteps have been dropped. Finds the first headshot onto one. Finds the second one. And what a couple of headshots right there from Aphrodite to land the victory and secure the pistol round for the Impaler.
You know, I took a look at her gun and I was like, wait, is that a sheriff on a Killjoy? Like, no utility from her. Like, is she going to hit those shots? Got the first headshot, got that second shot as well. And gets the plan. Like, Aphrodite stepping up here.
Wow, Aphrodite had no business winning that round, but I think a little bit discombobulated on Oasis Gaming side that they went for those picks one by one. They knew she was on Gen, so it's a little bit surprising to me that they go for a little bit of a split when they should have went for the push. And Lax, they're taking a lot more damage than she wanted. But still, up close and personal with the shotgun, still could be very much lethal here as the split now comes towards B. It's looking like it's going to be map control, excuse me, as Kohaibi looks to lead the charge through the Spectre. Lear comes out as well to help her get a little closer there. And she does spot Muffin, able to secure that kill right there. And they follow it up with another one with Envious as well. Now B site should be open at any second now, and they get to see the elbow onto Baby. And what a beautiful shot it was right there. Now Impaler cleanly taking that round. It's a perfect, flawless round here, and a perfect example of an Intel flawless as we go into the third.
Yeah, and you know, getting that spike down as well is just a cherry on top. Like they had someone going to the site there, onto the spike, got that extra 300 creds, and we talked about this. The Impaler, Kohaibi leading the charge. We saw her get that opening frag at mid. We saw her just keep getting those frags left and right, and that's what we're gonna see for the rest of the game here. She's warmed up, and Rue is also stepping up here right now.
Yeah, when all the members of Impaler are firing on all cylinders like this, it's just so difficult to stop. And you can just see how it's like fire catching fire right now. If one person is popping off Kohaibi, sure as hell the rest of the members of Impaler are going to be doing the same. And Oasis Gaming Aqua, they're failing to keep up with the pace of Impaler at the moment.
Now let's see if they can make adjustments in their defense. I think that's the biggest problem right now, right? Can you make the adjustments to contain Kohaibi? Can you find a way to stop her from getting these opening frags? Maybe it's in the form of a trade or an aggressive push to find her or take her teammates out and just put some pressure on Kohaibi right now, because she's just entering the site at her own free will, taking those kills, taking those duels. And she gets typically 2 for 1. And I think that's her KDA in the previous map was 2.6.
Yeah, we're just having a little bit of a technical pause here. Um, just something that you really can't account for. It just happens. And so bear with us, ladies and gents. We will be starting any moment now and getting back into this. But so far, Key, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Impaler's side. They just look emblazoned. They look so much more confident. They're having the guts to go for early picks, early aggression, and it's just so refreshing to see them, especially after their first loss on that first map.
Yeah, and the composure is really there, and Kohibi showing up every single map so far. Like, if I were a betting person, I would say that she's gonna be top fragging again on this map. But that's pretty much a given after the first two maps, and she's on the Reyna again this time around.
You know, one of the players who I feel like we could put up right there for the potential MVPs of this tournament. I know it's early. But after a performance like this from Kohibi, people have to be speculating. People have to be looking at her already. She's definitely a performer. She does step up to the plate and lead the charge so many times for her team. This is the presence that she brings to the squad. You just can't deny it. And I'm looking to see more of it here as we get into the next round.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to see if Oasis Gaming can win this round. They do have the rifles now, so this could be the round that they take a round back from the Impaler. But if the Impaler are still gonna go all the way here, they hit those headshots with the Sheriff, so I wouldn't count them out right now. They're just running in hot. They have the Spectres as well, so we've seen them win this bonus round before.
Yeah, definitely. Bonus rounds here. Impaler, it's still something that you should be afraid of because they are quite deadly. And especially because they had everybody alive on that one. They're all going to be outfitted. They're all going to be geared with everything that they need and more. And so I'm liking this approach here from the Impaler side. They're not afraid to have Kohibi sent straight into market and just go ahead and take that map control for themselves here. But a 1-for-1 exchange now towards B site, and they've got 3 players right now defending it. 2 players buried back into site itself. Can they deal with it? Kohibi looking to lead the charge will get stopped from the back here as Stan gets that kill. Baby TZ is able to trade that as well onto Machi X. Now towards market, it's going to be a little bit of a skirmish as Envious gets Anko off guard now, and the spike will get dropped here as Baby TZ gets that kill on Kfrudite, who was the linchpin in that last round, all up to Envious in this 1v2. She has shown what she can do before, but can she take this one out? The timing not in her favor this time. She looks the wrong direction, and it's going to be the first round for Oasis Gaming Aqua.
The Impaler make it expensive. They took 3 players down still. And they're gonna have a full buy coming into this round because those first 2 rounds were such clean rounds. From the first one, this round wasn't. The second round was a flawless round for them. So this round, they're gonna have the cash. They have 5 rifles on the side of Oasis. They lost 3, so that's gonna be 3 Spectres on Oasis Gaming. He had a good read too, by the way. Like that was a 4-1 split for Oasis Gaming Aqua, and that is a sign of an adaptable defense, and they read the Impaler really well there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And with a read like that, it just goes to show that they're just not done playing that mental game here. They're not hard relying on their aim. They're not just going for, quick hits onto the site. They can still be patient. They can still be deliberate about how they go about their defense. Now, it's towards short. They go. Lax does get tagged up and spotted out. Will get flashed to bits right here. So many flashes coming her way. No way to get out of that situation right now. And Kohibi yet again will open the site, and that's completely open. They get 1 trade, but it's 1 too little. As 4v2 now is the situation. Spike will go down definitely. Baby TZ only left standing up along with Stan here, and it's going to be a tough ask if they want to go up with this, and they're going to commit that ultimate right now, but the Sova ultimate will destroy that lockdown. Getting caught off in a really weird spot here, but 2 kills already. They brought it back to a 2v2. They know 1 is towards Hell. She wins that duel, bring it to 1v1, just making sure here. And they actually do have a sentry drone just to double check that corner, trying to go for that half. The fake teleport coming in, peeking out at the right time, and that's going to be the round already for Impaler yet again. They bring it back and reset Oasis Gaming Aqua.
Yeah, they really want this reset, and on the attacking side, Kohibi is really deadly. She just strafed into the site there, held her D button, and then just went for the headshot straight into heaven, opening the site up for the Impaler. And it started to look good when Stan with that Spectre. Got a few frags here and there, but Impaler is still coming up strong. Everyone's stepping up to the plate here.
Yeah, definitely enjoyable to see everybody firing on all cylinders. But Oasis Gaming Aqua, they need to try something else. They can't just rely on holding the angles anymore. It was successful for them on Haven to some extent, but they need to do a little bit more of what we saw on Haven. Change up the pace. I'd like to see them maybe try to go for B main control. They did take wine a little bit earlier on in the start of the game, but I wanted to see them fight for more map control because so far they've just been letting them walk into sight here. And now it's going towards B, and Impaler, they're looking like they're going to get it for free.
Yeah, they just run to the side. Not best guns for retake here. They have the frenzies, but they do have the sheriff there. Takes down Kohabi with a headshot, but there goes the shock dart from Mochi. Takes one down. Kfredite takes care of the flank. Lax still has sheriff in hand. Gonna try to go for some more stars. They want to clear B main first. They're gonna pull in B main. Kfredite is there with her turret. The rest of the Impaler are positioned very well. They're gonna take everyone else down but Lax, and she gets taken down by Mochi X as well. So, like you mentioned, no B main control. They don't try for mid control as well. The Impaler have been taking mid control every single round, and like we see Kfredite just being able to go into the site, and then on the flanks we see Kohabi pushing in mid. It just seems like on the side of Oasis Gaming, they're giving up too much map control, like you mentioned.
Yeah, especially early on. They gave B site completely without a fight at that. And that's something that you can do on maybe gun rounds and when you have maybe a sentinel there with some traps, but not necessarily on an eco round when you don't really have anything. I'd expect them to try a little bit harder, maybe go for an aggressive pick, but instead they sort of just sat back and they got punished for it. Now, coming towards this next gun round, I like this idea, but they've already done this before. Having said that, though, they're going to be nading out Wine, and that could be a very lethal nade indeed. They do get the kill onto one. They found another. Lax gets 3 before she drops, and that's going to be a big scalp to claim right there. As 2 members are standing on the Impaler side, they still have that lockdown on Killjoy. Will they commit it for this round? A site is being well guarded, and there is a flank coming in very, very soon for Oasis Gaming. Aqua could come in any second now, but she's just waiting, laying in wait, trying to cut off that rotation. So it's all in the hands, the ball's in the court of Rue right now. And Co, what are they going to do on Impaler's side?
Yeah, Oasis Gaming, they didn't really change up too much, but they did get a frag. Stan is going to take down Rue. It's now down to Kfredite, who gets taken down by Baby TZ. And those shots from Lax really just made the round for Oasis Gaming Aqua a lot easier.
Yeah, they didn't expect her to repick, I think.
Yeah.
She repicked like thrice, and none of those times she was punished, only on the 3rd one. But really holding that line, going for glory on that one. Lax showing that I'm not just your controller, I am a fragger too, and definitely lighting up the rounds on that one. Now, that was a great example of what Oasis Gaming Aqua can do if they go for more aggressive setups. If they can recreate the success, that would be so, well received. Maybe try for a little bit more mid presence. Maybe go for that B main, like I said earlier. As long as they don't just sit back and wait, I feel like it could only benefit their side.
Yeah, the Impaler normally tried to take a little bit of mid control, a little bit of either A or B main as well. And now they can try to go for B this time around. They don't want to run into Lax again.
Yeah, definitely not. Lax, definitely no slouch in this one. Can come up with the kills when she is called upon the task. And it's Oasis Gaming Aqua. They are currently leading the charge, I think, mentally speaking. Sure, they don't really have the rounds, but after a victory like that, they definitely are feeling good about themselves. Now, the lockdown will be committed here towards B. Will they commit the rest of their team up against it? And look like it's going to be a yes. Good backup from Baby TZ to help her teammate get out of that sticky spot right now. And that actually buys them a 1-man advantage on this 4v5 retake.
But they do get a site, though. The spike, I believe, is not in the site yet, so that's going to be difficult. But they're going to get the 2 kills. Quickly gets traded. Baby TZ getting a triple kill already. Rue with the showstopper here. Is going to get 1, but she gets taken really low. 30 HP right now, 1v2 situation. That nade is not gonna do enough damage. She does check her corner, but she gets taken out. And well, Baby Teasy with a 4K this round.
Baby Teasy, man. What a series, what a sequence of shots, just showing everybody what she's made of. Look at how many kills she's got right now, up all the way there, far and beyond anybody else. Just putting on a clinic for everybody to see, and it's so refreshing here. I do want to point out, sitting a little bit more quiet, Kohaibi not having the same impact that she did in the previous game. Maybe a little bit of warm-up needed, maybe slow it down a bit, but definitely we'll need to see more from that Reina, because we expected her to be leading the entire charge, especially on the attacking side this time, but it's not to be at the moment.
Yeah, she did in those first 2 rounds, and after that, it was pretty quiet for her relatively. And for Oasis Gaming, they're feeling a lot better about themselves with this defense. Their defensive holds have been much better, and Impaler are losing the duels, the entry frags here. They're not getting those kills that they need to get into the site safely.
Yeah, I agree with you here, as Machi X does actually get the spot onto one. Now they know this one playing close in A main. And, you know, the Impaler side, they're losing to this aggression by Oasis Gaming. And what a shutdown right there. Muffin absolutely decimating Impaler side, showing everybody that she can play the passive role. She can go aggressive as well. And that's exactly what they needed. Look at this, lining up perfectly. And one after the other, Muffin gets them all baked in her oven, shutting them down completely. What a play.
You mentioned the aggressive play, and she just pushes out there, gets the collateral as well, and the Impaler were the ones getting impaled there with those lineups. And Muffin, relatively quiet the early part of this map, but then she gets that 4K out of nowhere.
Yeah, just whenever her team needs her the most, that's when they pull her in. And look at this. What's the play on top of that? That's 2 stars that has been committed. And they don't really get much value off of it, unfortunately, but they're going to be committing for it. There's still 2 players hanging on here towards site, and they're going to be, I think it has to be a B commitment, because there's no real estate elsewhere. They have not much information, and they've already given up quite a lot just to be able... Oh, that's a missed grenade, isn't it?
Yeah, it bounced off the right wall and it didn't make it through. But it's like you mentioned, I think their confidence has been getting shot a little bit on the side of the Impaler. They used to have a wider map control to start each round. They tried to look for places where they could go. But it looks like right now they're playing scared. They're playing close to each other. The amount of, like you mentioned, space that they have is just non-existent. 5 of them are all in the same spot.
Yeah, it's a far cry from how they started, because earlier in the half, they just sent Kohaibi all on her own to just take mid. And now they're just sort of hanging out together, having a little bit of a picnic towards B main, but not exactly the best, I'd say, strategy up against a team like Oasis and Aqua, because they're happy to receive now, and they're happy to play retake, especially on this one when they do have that Killjoy ultimate. Now, what an entry, however, from Rue, catching off one. There is going to be a trade here, but it's trades abound, as the members of Impaler are looking to get that success onto the site, but they have to deal with the flank coming up right now, and they found the flanks that they do need. 1v2 at the moment. They've actually detained one, and look at this beautiful Astra ult. She's sticking it. She could have actually stuck it, but now that might have been her chance here. Once she does have a couple of stars to play with, so will she go for it right now? It has been half, and the line of sight is obscured. She just sticks it. Oh my god, Lax!
You talked about the wall. They didn't hear the half defuse there, and we saw Impaler do that against Oasis Gaming, and Lax did that against the Impaler. That wall just masked the whole sound there. She could have stuck it the first time, like you mentioned, but she recovered. She put that star down, she put the smoke up, obscured the vision, and made sure she got the defuse there. Quick thinking there by Lax, and really one of the best uses of the Astra ult that I've seen so far.
Wow, that was... I actually thought that that star was a little bit askew, because there was a little of a gap on it,
yeah.
But apparently not. And regardless, what a play right there, just to be able to know that, oh, I have half, and then they're not... Even if they double peek me right there, I have a really good angle on it. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they go for that kind of slant on Impaler side. Especially when they could have planted open. But regardless, they go and again head towards B. looking like it's going to be a straight up rush here. A change of pace might be exactly what Impaler needs right now. And it looks like Oasis Gaming Aqua, they have the ball in their court. What can they do here? Will they spot the Logs player? It's going to be a no. Hybe gets one, but before she goes down, Lax is right there ready for a trade right now. Anko gets dropped. The timing not in her favor here as Aphrodite going 1-to-1. 1 against 1, rather. She has a really good angle right now. The star's coming up here, but will she have the aim? And yes, she does. It's Aphrodite yet again to clutch for her team. Time and time again, she has won these rounds, showing patience, showing diligence and discipline in the late stages of the rounds.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned, she's been really clutch for Impaler. I think we saw Chloe be that clutch player in the first map, and not Aphrodite in the second map, and now the third map as well. That Killjoy. We've seen her be the last woman standing in the first round, the pistol round. And even now, she gets the last kill and makes it an even 5-5 for the Impaler.
Yeah, and 5-5, close as it can be. Like we said, man, we expected this kind of scoreline. On a map like Ascent, where players can be creative, can rely on their fundamentals. It's really all about how deep they can dig, where they're going to draw from, like what kind of strats they can pull out of the hat here. And Impaler is showing us that they have what it takes, but so does Oasis Gaming Aqua now. Muffin, she had a couple of great rounds in her favor, and she goes for an aggressive pick with that op. Almost punished for that repeat right there, but she's going to have to sequester control over A short.
Trying to flush her out of one, but she gets taken down. Rue gets the opening frag this time, but Muffin with that operator is deadly. Gets his second one as well. Both duelists down right now. Muffin is going to try to look for more. 6 HP down on this operator. And they're taking Impaler down one by one. It's all up to Aphrodite yet again. 1v4, though. I'm not sure if this clutch is something that's going to happen.
Okay.
Greedy blast back there.
Well, they know she's low. That's probably why. But yeah, all in good fun. They pick up an op too, so.
Yeah. She had 6 HP there, so I think she was just like, I'm just gonna make sure that she's actually there, and then maybe try to go for a cool style. Look, that would be an absolutely style points play if she goes with a blast pack and no scopes Aphrodite there. That's gonna be a tilter, but it didn't work out for her. Aphrodite too fast in the trigger.
Not on that one, but Muffin, definitely those shots, they were very, very good shots. But anyway, going on to the next round here, they recover that op, see if it comes into play a little bit more, and this is what we want to see from Oasis Gaming Aqua. They want to change. This is what I wanted to see from them earlier, to aggressively take control here of B main. Gonna be good usage of utility here, and that's a nice shot coming up from Muffin. See, this is what I wanted to see from Oasis. Control that B main, go for that aggression, go for that pick, have your teammates support you. That's gonna be them forced back right here. Showstopper, they won't be able to deploy it, but they can get the refrag instead though. Little bit of persistence here, maybe too much, as Lax still is unable to be flushed out from that corner. Still gets traded 1-for-1, overstaying their welcome in B main. Should have fallen back after the first couple of kills, and now they're punished for it. 2v2 here. Ultimate could be coming up for an Envious right now. Hesitates from the shadows right there, and it's going to be still a little bit of time here to buy for the side of Impaler, as 43 seconds still on the clock.
Yeah, I thought she could have at least used that to at least make them a bit confused, like using from the shadows. They didn't really know where the spike was, so being able to use that might have been to their advantage. But Aphrodite with that operator shot has 2 HP left. She did have a turret on B main, so Anko is gonna have to rotate big ground here. Did not want to go for that turret. Wanted to keep them guessing because of the operator.
Yeah, the turret goes down, and yeah, like you said, Anko has to be diligent and check all the corners right here. Could be picked off from B main, but look at the HP. She could easily line these up, but she's snuck all the way onto site right now. Checks both corners right here. Sees one, knows where the other one is. The dismiss, not in time. Could have been the dismiss. Instead, went for the devour. 2 HP on Aphrodite. She yet again clutches for her team. It's a 6-6 half.
She should just change her name to Clutch Aphrodite, man. She's really stepping up here. And like you mentioned, Hybe, Uncharacteristic, bottom of the board here. Good thing I'm not a betting man because I said I was gonna bet Kohabi was gonna be the MVP for this map, and it looks like that's not happening right now.
Yeah, definitely. Man, Kohabi, she was set up for all the success in this one, but currently getting outshined by her teammate, and that's all well and good if they can win the rounds. You know, that's completely fine. It's a little bit of a misconception actually that the duelist should be getting all the kills.
Yeah.
So for all the people that don't understand that, the duelist is there to entry. Just so you guys know.
They normally go for a 1-for-1 at most. Not really the top fragger typically. I think that's more for the people at the back, right? The ones that duelists make space for.
Yeah, exactly. But now, speaking of going to the pistol round here, it's going to be a 1-for-none exchange towards B main. As a little bit of a rotation now coming here. Anko yet again with the lurks, trying to get sneaky, trying to get cheeky. Has managed to sneak all her way into grass, trying to get up behind heaven, but through the smoke they emerge. And they're actually going to go down to Rue, who holds the line, holding the door defiantly, keeping 3 members alive, and it's a brilliant pistol. That's 2 pistols now for the Impaler.
Yeah, that was a nasty classic round shot from Rue. She just took 3 down with 1 classic. Like, not the typical pistol that you see in those clutches, right? Like, you normally see a Ghost or a Frenzy. I know she's fine with a classic. She just took everyone down.
Yeah, that was brave indeed, but let's see what they can come up with on this eco round. Oasis Gaming Aqua have been good on these eco rounds, but I feel like they would have had much better games if they won their pistols, because so far their pistols have been a little bit lackluster.
Yeah.
And I think it's really a little bit of a deterrent for them right now as they head towards B side.
Now, losing the pistol round typically means 2 rounds given up, right? So if they win pistol rounds, that could really swing things in their favor. But the Impaler are too strong in the pistols. Mochi X with the Spectre right now, just spraying through that smoke. They know where they are though. Impaler have moved up on that A short as well. They have a rough idea of where Oasis Gaming are.
Yeah, and they have information. They have the recon ball to give them a little bit. It goes down without spotting anyone. Oh, the reload from Aphrodite might actually prove fatal. Nope, they let her reload, and she's gonna mow them down one by one after the other, and manages to get behind sight. The backup is there, and Aphrodite yet again! 4 kills! She cannot be dissuaded. She cannot be stopped. You throw a whole team against her, she'll mow them all down.
I thought she was done after she got like taken down to 20 health on that corner there. You see the first kill here, the second kill, 20 HP on her. She hides in green boxes, goes all the way around, still gets 2 after the first 2 frags.
That spray control, man. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss on that.
With a Spectre no less. That gun is like notorious for just going all the way like wherever.
Well, what can you do, man? Aphrodite just stepping up for her team, and it's a treat to see here. Now, Oasis Gaming Aqua, they need to change something up right now. Muffin not really making the impact that she did earlier on into that half here. They're going to check that corner. It's a good idea here, however, but they still haven't flushed her out. Oh, gets booped, but no down here. No down for the moment, and they're going to be dissuaded from the control towards A short. Now, Oasis Gaming, they have the numbers, they have the damage, and they do get actually that kill and the trades available for them. Mochi X will go down, and it's a brilliant start here to this round, just what Oasis Gaming Aqua needed.
Yeah, so this is the bonus round for the Impaler. If they can string this back, I'm not too sure if they can, but if they can, if they do, they will get a bigger lead. And Kohabi not really showing up on his map right now, only with a Spectre here. 2 of them trying to go through a tree. Not really finding any opening to go into the site right now.
Yeah, indeed, as there are still 2 players from Impaler, and it's, I think, okay, I thought they were, I thought I froze for a second. No, everybody.
No, they're just
moving.
standing there.
They just stood there for a second, didn't they? But there we go. That's the kill that they needed. They have information on where Kohabi is, and they're going to make the call that she's going to be going ahead and running away from this. They won't let her save or anything like that, and just run away from it. And Oasis Gaming Aqua, they keep 3 members alive, and that's exactly the kind of thing that will bolster their economy going into the later stages.
Yeah, I was wondering what is going on as well. They just froze and looked at each other there. I think they wanted to go for the exit frags. They probably didn't want to save there because you want that 1,000 extra credits that you get from not saving. They only had Spectres. And this is going to be the gun round for the Impaler. They still have enough creds to buy 5 rifles, although light armor on Mochi X because utilities are expensive now.
Yeah, definitely very expensive. The shape of the game is constantly changing, and that's what I love about Valorant. You can't sit back on and rest on your laurels and just expect that the game to do whatever you want it to. You have to adapt. You have to grow, much like a lot of these players do. And so, speaking of adapting and growing, Oasis Gaming offense will have to do much of the same. They're going for that classic Oasis Gaming Aqua split that they do, which is to sort of try to get some map presence in one end and then get some more kills on the other end. Let's see if it works out this time.
Okay, for Daddy with his Vandal, we actually saw Mochi. She didn't have enough creds for the shock darts. There's a Leer coming out. K for Daddy just holds still. She doesn't know that Muffin has gotten through yet, though. Just gonna peek out a little bit here. Try to get from information. They hear the darts. She goes for the shot. Muffin gets taken down. K for Daddy is really low right now. Runs away to safety. She has the lockdown as well if she wants to commit it for this defense.
Yeah, 4 players still standing here for Oasis Gaming Aqua. They bring it level, and Aqua securing control over Heaven. We'll have a good idea of where the rest of them are now. Is able to actually get a good flank on, but it's brought down to a 2v2. Things could get very, very dicey very soon. As Anko holding this, he spots the shoulder and also the head, lands the connection. Anko, no hesitation in that last shot there. Beautiful, bringing us to a tie yet again. These two teams cannot be separated.
Yeah, a close series yesterday and another one yet again today, and these two teams are going neck and neck. Kohaibi still waiting for her to show up right now, and I think they want to try to get things going here. They're going for a force buy on the Impaler. They actually bought up some rifles with light armor. It's not going to be a full buy for them, but they're emptying the bank to try and take this round.
Yeah, indeed. I'm a little bit wary. I'm a little bit apprehensive of this buy here from the Impaler. I don't feel like they need to go for it, and it might just hurt them more because they're going for a little bit of a questionable buy here. Let's see if it pays off, though. Muffin with a judge up close and personal, gets to the back of sight, gets mauled here by the 2 players. Now they have information when they are, and they're gonna throw everything but the kitchen sink towards this back site. And Impaler, they're holding strong though, they're able to do it! How are they surviving with little to nothing?
That was Caster's Curse in action right there. We're saying, this doesn't look very good, but Kohaibi got going from that round. This might just be the round that they needed to get her going, because as a FPS game where you're kind of wanting that flow, wanting that feel, the feel of the headshots, and Kohaibi got the frags that she wanted there, and I think she's gonna be online from here on.
Yeah, look, it's all it takes is that one round, that one magic round to get you back into the action, and this might be what Kohaibi needs. But we'll see about that, because Oasis Gaming Aqua, they do not want that to happen. They do not want a snowball on their hands. They do not want that avalanche, but they have lost a very crucial round. What could have been 9-8 has shifted in the other way right now, and it's a good usage of utility right there. They have found the opening pick on the round. That's a crucial one as Anko catches one off guard here, and the timing on that wall just lets her get the gun. Fortunately, they're able to stop it right here, and Muffin doesn't get the kill when it's gone all topsy-turvy. This round has gone to the wayside. What looked like it could have been an Oasis Gaming Aqua cleanup now suddenly shifts, and Impaler have bought themselves a ticket back into this round.
Yeah, Rue is the one to step up there. I was talking about Kohaibi, but she gets caught in the timing there. But Oasis Gaming with the Marshall, he's going to take Rue down. Now it's down to 3v2, and Baby TZ has control over this defender spawn. Gets a headshot as well onto Mochi. Oasis Gaming, both teams winning the Thrifties. I don't understand. Like, they are all so skilled to the point that Marshall, though, like, absolutely insane. I did not expect him to win this. And, I thought the Impaler kind of shifted things around. They reset the economy for Oasis Gaming. They were on an eco, but they won the eco after Impaler won their own eco.
I love it. I'm absolutely living for it. Just the fact that they're trading rounds like this, again, still blow for blow, even on eco rounds, even like this, when lesser buys, they're able to come up with the victories, those big W's that they need. And it's so refreshing to see that because, it's a sign. It's a sign that we are seeing high level players here who can make magic out of really crappy situations. It just has to be said now. But what can they do up against another reset here? Will it be another round that's been turned on its head?
Yeah, we'll see if it's another thrifty victory. And there's the opening frag already onto Oasis Gaming Aqua. Anko gets taken down right away. And we just talked about it, right? Like, it seems like the team that has less creds is the one winning the round. There's going to be a crossfire here as well. Aphrodite is going to get that shot. And here we are again. The Impaler are somehow in the lead for this round where Oasis Gaming Aqua just took control.
I'm a little bit miffed about that. I think walking straight up into a 50-50 into that's like probably one of the most dangerous angles to check all alone. Granted, they didn't really have any flash to go with it and help support the team. Still, it's a little bit too risky. Maybe somebody who can go for that trade would have been good. But anyway, Stat. Oh, what an adjustment from Stat. Catches her mid-air right there. But having said that, it's the quick adjustments right here from the Impaler that get them the victory, bringing them to a 10-9. And yet again, they pull ahead.
Yeah, they pull ahead. And like you mentioned, anyone else could have gone in first. Stan had the drone as well. Using the owl drone to scan at least the corners there would have been a lot more beneficial to Oasis Gaming, but they just elected to dry peek that. And unfortunately for them, they had a crossfire on both sides there on the Impaler. And they win their 10th round. It was really unexpected. They're just flipping the rounds around this time. And Oasis Gaming Aqua are now the ones strapped for cash.
Exactly what we thought we'd see here. Just what we knew, what we'd hoped for, everything we wanted and more. And now it's time. It's nigh time for a change of pace here for Oasis Gaming Aqua. They're going straight towards B. Showstopper is active. Will they check for Monty in the back of sight? Yes, they will. But it lands beautifully. That's a great set of entries for Oasis Gaming Aqua. They look primed and ready to yet again exchange rounds here with Impaler. Someone's got to pull ahead at some point. Envious right there with a free fire, but unfortunately not going to land that first shot. Will get a second chance off of that one, but Stan and Anko chiming in with kills of their own. Aphrodite landing a beautiful double with a Spectre, somehow still alive. Gets spotted out, however, with a recon dart, but she still has a mountain to climb. 2 headshots to find. Low HP on one, however. Low HP on her, having said that, but manages to get one a little bit lower. Not low enough to get the kill, and that's going to be the round for Oasis Gaming Aqua, but you better be damn sure that she had a very good chance at this.
I smell overtime coming, maybe? There's just trading 1-for-1 for the past few rounds, and I don't know who's going to take it all here. The economy, though, is on Oasis Gaming side. They have the guns. Impaler are going to force yet again.
Aphrodite, she's putting on a clinic. How amazing is it when your Sentinel is playing like this? It's such a treat to see here. The 1-2 punch, the combo. Ooh, I thought that would do a little bit more damage. The combination of the gravity well and the paint shell just didn't get the damage that they wanted. But it allows them a little bit of real estate. They force them back onto site, and then Impaler now bury themselves back into A. They have 3 players to receive anyone coming into it, however, as Muffin looks to make some progress towards short. Nobody really close enough to trade, so this might be a little bit dangerous yet again. Oh, nope, never mind.
Quick frag. Muffin gets the first kill, and she's to go in. Creeps up a little bit. The Hunters here are going to spot her for a short second there, but they know where she is now. Hunters here going to get 1 kill, though. Muffin takes down Mochi X, and they're going to get the plant down. Wait, what's going on? Impaler with a flank from Tree. Actually going to take this round back. They had control over the site there, and there's 4 quick kills from the side of the Impaler.
Yeah, they go for the fast play from behind, and then they catch them completely off guard. Both of these teams are actually just trading rounds.
Yeah.
I cannot begin to fathom how this is even possible. Both, like, they're just running at it, and I don't know, man. It's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, they're giving a gun to Muffin though. It's gonna be a hero phantom here. Let's see if Muffin can take this round. I mean, we've seen the rounds flip around. We've seen the Thrifties get the wins. And Muffin leading the charge here with her Phantom. Gonna go for that orb first. This showstopper is really expensive right now. 4 ult charges. So she doesn't have it up yet. But she can if she gets 2 more frags. There's a lockdown being committed as well. Both lockdowns being committed.
We'll see if either one yields any success here, and it looks like Oasis Gaming Alpha, they've picked on one, but can they take any more? They don't have the better buy this time, and Impaler, they're looking primed and ready to take match point here, and it's already a very dangerous prospect. Now, both lockdowns have been made null and void, not really finding the better here. Stan has managed to sneak her way all the way towards mid. Will they expect her this close? Might be able to get a catch off here if the timing does favor her, but it doesn't look like anybody's checking this corner at the moment. And so they're still feeling around, working their way here, trying to get a little bit clever, but Muffin getting caught off by that alarm bot, and she pays the price with her life. Now Stan is up very, very close by here. Oh, safe from that recon is going to allow her maybe a chance at getting a pick off here, just getting the timing right. Could be very crucial to her team, but what's the call? They got to go towards A. Stan is going to go all the way around. Nobody's spotting her just yet. 12 seconds left, and they have to make a decision. The spike's going to be dropped. That's got to be the round here. No chance of winning it, and that's match point here. Impaler take it back 12-10.
Well, they've finally broken the tie here. 12-10 match point for the Impaler, and they're looking really good right now. Kohibi is starting to get those frags. She's not at the bottom anymore. In fact, she's at the middle now. That's actually very surprising because she's got a few kills every so often these few rounds, and now she's actually getting those frags.
Those frags very crucial. Like you said, this could be the very last round here as Impaler, they took the lead, and this could be a reverse sweep here in this best of 3. Could be the final round unless Oasis Gaming Alpha take this one and surprise us yet again. Would not be surprised at all, but they are once more on a very, very shoddy buy.
Yeah, some Spectres around. Muffin pushing up aggressively on A short. Impaler have been shuffling around their defenses a lot though, so Oasis Gaming have to keep on guessing every single time. Like, Envious was in this corner previously, so Muffin is really scared of that corner. They commit the Hunter's Fury to try and get more information. Mochi with the shock darts going to dish out a little bit of damage. Not really hitting much, and Envious is going to get the opening frag onto Muffin, who is flanking in tree. Now it's all up to the rest of Oasis Gaming. Mochi X gets 1, gets 2 before getting taken down by Anko. Overheals a little bit, and they're going to try to go for the site here. 2v3 right now. Empress used by Anko. She's going to try to go for the spike plant. They're going to take the turret down. Baby TZ is stuck with A main, so Anko is going to have to fight on this on her own. And Impaler are going to take it all. 13-10. They've broken the tie, and they went to match point and secured this series. What a best of 3 yet again. Another close best of 3. Both teams neck and neck. Illustrado, that was such a treat. Same as yesterday. Today was no different.
Yeah, it came down to the wire, but do not worry. Oasis Gaming, they get knocked down to the lower bracket. But what a valiant fight that they did put up here. So close all the way through, all the way to the very final rounds. We could not discern who was going to win it. It was eco round win after eco round win. And both of these teams, neither of them could pull on ahead. But at the end of the day, the Impalers showed us that they had that finesse. They had that class to pull ahead and be the winners here today. Let's take a look at the stats. And without a doubt, MVP, Kefrodite, 21 kills. I think we would be remiss if we didn't point Kefrodite out. How amazing was she? And even the 21 kills don't do diligence to the value and the impact of the kills that she got. I felt like it was much more than that because the kills that she did get, how impactful they were.
They were clutches. It was reminiscent of those 1vx's from the clutch players. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it was from round number 1 where she fought that 1v2 clutch with a sheriff, And then even in the second half, we saw that 4K with the Spectre as well in that anti-eco round, where she just got 4 kills off the middle of B side, and she's really clutched this map. And Impaler are 13 to 10 because of those clutch rounds. I mean, definitely at least 3 clutch rounds from her.
Yeah, very well played from these guys here. These girls, rather, excuse me. The Impalers showing us now, even though they lose on the damage by a tiny smidge, they take that victory 13 to 10. And what a game it was. I'm hoping for more tomorrow. Oasis Gaming, however, they will be knocked down to the lower bracket. We'll be seeing more from them soon. But Impalers go on ahead where they will be, I think, meeting and going up against Galaxy Racer tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check on those brackets. But we will see the updated brackets a little bit later on. But however, let's go and talk about Oasis Gaming. A little bit unfortunate what we saw there. I feel like the economy thing really bit them in the back. They spent too many rounds on eco, and that really prevented them getting from getting certain rounds that were absolutely crucial to them, getting forced to be reset time and time again.
Yeah, that part in the second half where they were just trading rounds, I think was really difficult for them. Like, it was a matter of which team can actually win or break that exchange, right? And it just happened to be the Impaler who broke that round, like, trading. Like, it was going left and right, and then suddenly the Impaler string out a set of 2 rounds and brought them to match point and eventually took the whole series. And I think that's what really hurt Oasis. And we do have the brackets ready now, so we're just gonna see what the matchup is gonna be for tomorrow. And the Impaler securing a spot in the winners bracket final. Who would they be up against? It's either Alter Ego Celeste or Galaxy Racer. Alter Ego Celeste, of course, the reigning champions of FSL Open 1, 2, and 3. And will they be the ones? Yes, so Alter Ego Celeste are actually the ones 2-0 against Galaxy Racer.
Ooh.
They are pretty much a tournament favorites here, and the Impaler are going to challenge them on the bottom half of the bracket. So again, Oasis Gaming are going to the lower bracket. They beat KMO beat Asteria, so Oasis are going to face up against Kid My Orc.
Meanwhile, that's an interesting result. Excuse me, sorry for cutting in there, but it's a very interesting result that the Galaxy Racer actually got 0-2. I would have expected maybe a 2-1. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that today. But wow, Celeste just showing why they are such a dominant team in this region. They've been together for longer than I think anybody has in FSL, and I think to catch up to them, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of an endeavor if they want to get close. Anyone?
Yeah, they're really too good, and we haven't seen them yet in this FSL Open 4. But tomorrow we will see them face up against the Impaler. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be the Impaler again and Alter Ego Celeste. I want to see if the teams have caught up to Alter Ego Celeste, especially in this downtime, especially with the new patch.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you for now, but unfortunately, it's time for us to say good night. I've had an amazing time. This run was amazing from both of these squads, but for now, we do have to bid you adieu. Again, I'm Illustrato. This is KeyCast. We've been your casters here today, but don't be sad. Tomorrow, we've got more FSL action coming up for you guys, and it's going to be a fun day because tomorrow we're going to be seeing the upper bracket finals, and then we do have the lower bracket up at some point. Now, I'm getting a little bit of words from our director here that I can't really hear, so maybe I should keep talking. Not 100% sure. But yeah, stay with us as tomorrow we are going to be doing the upper bracket final. So thank you guys again for joining us. I'm Illustrato. This is KeyCast, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for FSL. Good game and good night. See you tomorrow.